Good morning, everybody. It is 7 a.m. on Thursday, February 9th. Your government taco forecast in Baton Rouge. Expect clear skies with a high of 70. Coming up on OTB, LSU baseball coach Jay Johnson joins the show at 8:30, and we have a new edition of Munchies with Chef Michael Johnson at 9:15. You can follow today's show on Twitter, Instagram, and TikTok at OTB_ESPN, or catch us on YouTube at the 104.5 ESPN channel and subscribe for daily content. Hour number 1 of Off the Bench, live from the Mercedes-Benz of Baton Rouge studio, starts now.
Let we go!
All-Star Toyota presents Off the Bench with Jacob Hester and T-Bob Hebert.
Yeah!
Off the Bench with Hester and T-Bob.
Hey, they said I got to come off the bench.
All-Star Toyota presents Off the Bench with Hester and T-Bob. Yo.
Yo, what's happening, y'all? Welcome back. OTB. Another day, February 9th, 2023. Let's have ourselves a day, folks. It is Thursday, which means you can feel a certain je ne sais quoi in the air, certain freedom, as the weekend is right around the corner. And what a weekend it'll be. Super Bowl Sunday. The LSU women's team taking on South Carolina. Finally, the match has been promised to look forward to all year long. It's going to be a good one, man. We got a lot to talk about on the show today. Very excited to talk some LSU baseball with Jay Johnson. Excited to talk some Super Bowl. I've been continuing to bounce Derek Carr back and forth on my knees and try to figure out how exactly I feel about him and whether or not I think he's the play for the New Orleans Saints. And big deal or no big deal. Look, it's going to be a very fun Thursday. It's also my birthday, 34 years old today. So the Jesus year has officially come to an end. Hell of a year. It was a lot of fun.
Yeah, that's where I was going to start. I was going to tell you happy birthday.
Thank you.
We've talked about it for a couple weeks now because you're so sad about it.
Yeah.
So it's one of those birthdays we couldn't forget. And it also paired up with the NBA trade deadline, which we certainly got a lot to get to there. But welcome to the, no longer in his early 30s club.
Yeah, for sure. We'll talk. I do have a birthday question for Big Dealer. No big deal, so I guess we'll get there when we get there. Yeah, the NBA trade deadline is massive. I thought about leading with it. I don't know that I want to lead with it because it's not really in keeping with our show maybe to lead with it. And if you're talking about leading with it, there's 24/7 national coverage going on right now with it. But, it is fascinating as the Western Conference once again looks like an old, a Wild West cowboy saloon where you walk in and there's knives stuck in the tables and everybody's fingers are kind of twitching right over their guns. There's fist fights breaking out. You walk up and ask the bartender for a drink and he just kind of looks at you and spits on the ground. The West is looking pretty rough once again. But the difference is the Pelicans nowadays, I believe, are one of those mean guys. We're no longer just a frightened little townsfolk or out-of-towner getting taken advantage of. The Pelicans are posted up in their own corner with their own greasy hair and gristle in their teeth, Jake. And, they look, you don't want to draw against them, okay? They got a couple bodies to their name as well. So we'll see who eventually emerges from this new insane Western Conference. Wojnarowski and Shams earning their money last night.
Yeah, CJ tweeted out, Ja Morant did this when he's he didn't mind playing in the West.
Yeah.
He's right. Ja, you did this.
There was a hot minute there where the East was getting frisky and the West was weakening.
The Grizzlies should technically be in the East, but
yeah. Well, so should the Pelicans probably as well, but whatever.
Probably a lot more to come before noon, too, before the deadline.
Yeah.
Or 2 p.m., I should say.
Yeah.
It's 3 Eastern, right?
Yes,
yeah.
I believe so.
So we'll continue to see. And we'll talk about the trade deadline coming up.
Okay, well, let's, at 7:04 a.m., so you don't have time to change your mind or get closer, do the Pelicans make a move? We'll go around the room. Any move?
No, I don't know enough to really answer, but no, I don't know why you wouldn't.
This isn't Who Wants to Be a Millionaire. It's just a quick yes or no. It's okay.
No, that's what I'm saying, but I want everybody to know that my answer comes with no educational backing.
Mine either. I say they do.
So if I say yes, it means nothing. If I say no, it essentially means nothing. So I'll say no.
Gut feeling, yeah.
I'll say no because, like everything we talk about all year, I like the chemistry. And if, you need shooting. Okay. Everybody needs shooting. But if Trey Murphy is shooting like he's been shooting lately, then your need for shooting is lessened.
I think the teams around you made moves, and so you need to make a move. You have the pieces to make a move. Not saying it has to be major blockbuster, but I think a move to add something helps
I
the
know what you
Pelicans.
want. You want Jay Crowder. Because apparently Jay Crowder's being immediately repackaged.
It makes sense for after what happened in the playoffs last year. That's how it always happens.
That would be so funny.
Yeah.
Russell Westbrook going to get bought out too, it looks like, by the Jazz.
Oh, he's not going to end up playing with that. Okay, well, let's just leave with the NBA trade deadline. So he's not going to end up playing with the Jazz?
Yes, it looks like he's going to be bought out, and according to The Athletic, he has interest in playing in the Clippers, but he might have some more suitors.
They already have John Wall. They kind of fit that same.
Yeah, I mean, Russ is an upgrade to him, though. Russ is playing pretty good this season coming off the bench. I think he can help one of these contender teams. But like me and Jake were saying, to only give up Russell Westbrook if you're the Lakers and get 3 rotation pieces back, especially Vanderbilt and Beasley, who are solid players, that's a really good trade for the Lakers. And honestly, not really sure how they pulled it off. Got to give some rare props to Pelinka. I think they got better.
Yeah, not only, to only give Russell up, but Lakers fans hated Russell Westbrook, and Russell Westbrook hated Lakers fans. Like, nobody liked each other from the beginning of this year. Everybody wanted out, and so to get out, only giving up a pick, and like you said, give those players in return. It is funny that you end up retrading for D'Angelo Russell, a player that was in your building, and you kind of ran him out and thought he sucked like you did Brandon Ingram back in the day, and he ended up being really good. But no, the Lakers got better, which you absolutely hate. But the big Western Conference edition, in case you missed it, because it happened in the darkness of the night, Kevin Durant traded to the Phoenix Suns, meaning that he will now be joining Devin Booker and Chris Paul to form a big 3 out there in the desert. And, DeAndre Ayton, is it a big 4? Maybe only a big 3.5. And granted, look, they gave up a lot. They gave up Mikal Bridges, Cam Johnson, Jay Crowder. Those are some good rotational pieces there for them. They gave up 4 first-round picks and a 2020 pick swap, but they got Kevin Durant. And Kevin Durant's playing incredible this year. Kevin Durant's going after another championship. Chris Paul's been needing someone to help push across that finish line. Kevin Durant's awesome in the playoffs. We'll talk about the Nets. Think about it. For the Nets, it all comes to nothing in the end, but they were a Kevin Durant toe on the line in the playoffs away. From beating the Bucks, right? Who ended up going? That was the year when Giannis and the Bucks ended up winning it.
I believe so. Yeah.
Yeah. Right. And so this move, like you lose some. Like I said, you lose some rotational pieces, and you lose like a few of them. But I think Kevin Durant makes up for it. And if you're the new owner, Matt Ishbia, this is like, okay, you got your big splash off the bat. You buy the team, and you immediately. And apparently he is the one working with Joe Tsai directly who kind of pushed this across the finish line. But, yeah, Phoenix now looking very powerful. The Lakers got better, which sucks. And then one of the other teams, and Woj pointed this out on his Twitter, but it's kind of fascinating, dude, what Danny Ainge has done in Utah in a very short time. Danny, I can't remember. Are you a Utah fan, or do you just like Markkanen? Like, or are you a Jazz fan?
Never said I was a Jazz fan.
That's what I'm asking you. But you just like Markkanen.
Yeah, just Markkanen.
Okay. Well, anyway, Utah has $60 million in cap space. They have the good young core with Markkanen and everybody. And Jake, Utah has 15 first-round picks through 2029. 15 first-round picks in the next 6 years. You're not going to pick all players, right? Like,
No.
But the resource, if you pick some players and you like your core and it continues to get better, the resources you have to get the pieces you need to push over that line when you want to go for it, it's Danny Ainge's done a hell of a job.
He wanted to be bad this year.
He wanted to be bad, but they
ended up being good.
Yeah, they developed a little too well. And they still have all those picks. It's man.
I mean, in the NBA, draft choices aren't like in the NFL. If you had 15 in the NFL, you'd assemble a super team.
Yeah.
You'd get whatever you wanted. Now, you want to be in the lottery, obviously, in the NBA. Like, if you're talking about picking 27th, that doesn't really do a whole lot. There's not impactful players a lot of times. I mean, we could certainly pick out players that have been selected 27 or later, but a lot of times you want to get somewhere in the top 15 at least. And so, all those picks aren't going to be stars, but like you said, you can't package a bunch of them together, just like we saw with Phoenix sending that to the Nets. And so now the Nets have all those first-round picks. And, Bridges isn't just anything to give up, by the way. I mean, to send
They
to
didn't
New
want to
Jersey
give up Bridges. That was
or
the big
Brooklyn.
sticking
Oh,
point.
I'm old.
That was the big sticking point reportedly, is that for the Nets, it was a non-starter without Bridges, and that Phoenix didn't want to, and then Ishbia wanted to push it across the finish line, so they finally did.
I mean, 'cause he played really well when Booker was out. I know CP3's been in and out, and he really was their guy. He was their go-to guy for a lot of times. And if you play daily fantasy on DraftKings, you'll know that. And so you give him to the Nets and all his first-round picks. Not necessarily the biggest part, but you do give up a piece that I felt like was developing in the right direction, and you're trying to win now. Obviously, that's why you go get a Durant. Now, we'll see. We'll see exactly how many shots there is there in Phoenix. Now, CP3 will be a guy, he doesn't care. Like, him shooting the basketball is not going to be something. Like, he wants to get it to Booker. He'll want to get it to Durant. So you're okay there, but between Booker and Durant, that's going to be an interesting dynamic.
Yeah. I mean, it doesn't. It feels like it probably works better than Luka and Kyrie, I would think, but I guess we'll see over time. Phoenix. Ooh, man. If not now, when? Phoenix. Like, now the pressure is on. Okay, it is championship or bust for the Phoenix Suns. I do think it is. As we in sports now, as we live in a day and age of player empowerment, I think nothing speaks to how much power the players wield nowadays than this entire Brooklyn Nets experience over the last few years. I mean, remember the coup that it was when KD and Kyrie are at the All-Star game. They're talking with their mouths covered in the locker room, and there's all these rumors about, are they talking about teaming up? Sure enough, they were talking about teaming up with James Harden in Brooklyn. Everybody gets there. They're crowned before they ever played a game. Well, here we are. What, are we 3 years later?
2019.
Okay, so I was about to say that move was pre-pandemic, right? Because obviously all the Kyrie drama and everything. In the end, so 2019, so about 3.5 years. In the end, they played, the big three, played 16 games together. All that money, all those resources, all that hype, played 16 games together. And then most absurdly, all three players that forced their way there left with trade requests. They forced their way there. They forced their way out. Brooklyn getting some very direct kind of learnings about the bar that you set from a behavior standpoint of what is acceptable on the way in is the bar that they will use again on the way out. And it's crazy. It's like, I thought Brooklyn was good this year. They're fifth in the East.
Vaughn's doing a good job.
Yeah, like they were winning. It seems like Kyrie and KD were playing really well. I thought it was all good, and then all of a sudden out of nowhere, everything is
I think
blown up.
I think we're starting to see that all these egos in basketball, even if they're good people, right? Everyone has an ego. Professional athletes do. We all do. It's fine.
Yeah.
But like when you put too many together, it's just not something that is going to bring you championships. And it's going to have a toxic feel to it. And like you look around the league and the big three model worked for a long time. I just don't think that really works anymore like it used to.
It takes to your point, it takes, I don't know how you achieve it, but it takes somebody has to sacrifice themselves, right? Chris Bosh did it in Miami.
Mm-hmm.
Kevin Love did it in Cleveland.
I think Klay Thompson probably did a little bit in Golden State.
Steph Curry and Klay Thompson kind of did when KD came in because they were the Splash Bros. They were the lineup of death. Like they were the guys, and then they let KD kind of take center stage there. So if you have the right leadership, team chemistry, and somebody who's willing to sacrifice ego, then it can be successful. But out of James Harden, KD, and Kyrie, no one was willing to. Even though now, it's kind of funny. James Harden's leading the NBA in assists, playing a kind of subservient role in
not
Philly.
scoring a lot of points in Philly.
To Joel Embiid. Kyrie, like I said, is having a better year. It's more off the court stuff with him. And the
got
twist.
A big win last night without Luka.
I missed his.
They looked good.
Clippers.
They looked good.
And Clippers were full strength, if I'm not mistaken.
That was a big win for him.
Man, talk about a team that you've just completely forgotten about, like Paul George and Kawhi Leonard and everything. And a twist that I never would have expected, dude. I actually like Kevin Durant now. Like, I thought that Kevin Durant had forever burned all bridges when he joined that Warriors team that was coming off of a 73-9 season they had on the ropes in the conference finals. I thought it was the weakest move of all time. and it still remains that, right? It was a bit of a heel turn from Durant, but I love how he loves basketball, and I love how he goes so hard on Twitter. I guess we're just Twitter bros. That's the thing.
I mean, this has a weird feel to it. Like, this picture looks better.
That picture looks
The
tight.
one on ESPN.com, their homepage, he's in the other jersey, and it just does not feel right. It feels like when Shaq joined the Suns. A little bit.
I forgot about Shaq
I was
joining
in the
Suns.
building. The New Orleans Hornets were playing against the Suns when
In
they
Phoenix?
announced him in Phoenix.
Peja?
I was training for the combine. Katie and I went. We got interviewed on CST for being at the game.
Jordy Hultberg.
Jordy Hultberg,
Hell yeah.
absolutely, shout out. And Shaq was in the building, and I remember like they introduced him, and he pointed to his finger to go get a ring, and it's got a little feel to that.
That was the funnest game that season. I remember it so well. Hornets
Great
won
game.
in double overtime. Peja made a fadeaway buzzer beater. They celebrated after, and that probably injured his back more, but whatever. That was an awesome game.
Yep.
Oh, yeah, look at that. Mario's insane
God, I'd love to get footage
photographic
of
Pelican recall.
that
coming
great
forward.
interview and me sitting there. In the
I would love to see
arena.
how you looked at the time, and to just see how you sounded on the mic. You're
Oh,
probably very raw.
07 was
yeah.
freaking awesome with LSU winning the championship and the Hornets having the season they did. One of the better sports years.
Todd Hoover does bring up something that we forgot to bring up yesterday, and it was a full show yesterday, but that's on me. Cam Thomas scored in his third 40-point game in a row.
We actually talked about it, but during a break, and then we forgot.
Yeah, we forgot to bring it up on there. That is
how our brains work.
mind-blowing. So he was the second youngest ever to have back-to-back, and now the youngest ever to have back-to-back-to-back.
And now the Nets, kind of his team, like he can go kind of do what he wants.
Yes.
Yeah.
I mean, as far as scores.
Oh, yeah, I didn't even think about that. Yeah, you're right. Now that KD's gone, yeah. It's just
And they're
Cam Thomas show.
10 games over 500. So, I mean, they're out there trying to win basketball games. You bring in a nice piece, but he can be, he can now be your scorer.
Kyrie said he was a very selfless leader in Brooklyn, and that he left them in a great place. He did leave them in fourth place, which is good, but the selfless leader line was like hilarious.
Yeah, maybe try to build around Cam. Maybe try to establish some homegrown talent. Brooklyn, like they did this before in the trade for Paul Pierce and Kevin Garnett. Now they're in the same exact situation, like 10 years later. Maybe try to build around some homegrown talent, like Cam Thomas.
Hey, look, you got two LSU legends right there, Ben Simmons and Cam Thomas. Just let them cook.
Another guy I forgot about, Ben Simmons. So crazy trade
That
deadline.
is wild. The fact that Ben Simmons went to LSU. Still, like now looking back on it,
Which
like
also,
years later, it's like, did that happen? Oh yeah, he was. He was
I mean,
here.
what's also wild is getting paid like $40 million to average like 8.5 points. That's
So okay,
that's all-time
the last
good.
time the Nets played, when Cam scored 43 points, Ben Simmons 27 minutes. He had 4 rebounds, 6 assists. How many shots do you think he took in the
3.
game? 2.
Damn.
He was 1 of 2, 2 points, and missed his only free throw attempt.
Simmons
Cam
was
got to the line
all-time
20
fleece.
times. 20. Ben Simmons got to the line once.
Yeah, there's a running joke on NBA Twitter to always take the under on Ben Simmons' point total.
Yeah, I've
a lot of
seen
times
that.
the books just take him off altogether.
They
I've
do.
seen that.
It's like it's set pretty consistently at 6. Consistently.
Bryn Simino says, how long before KD wants out of Phoenix? I don't know, man. Like, unless Booker and KD just clash, I could see CP3 being the guy that kind of makes all that work, and Monty, I believe in Monty Williams, to have like a positive culture. Like, I think part of the problems with the net experiment was they brought in all these insane egos and were like, let's give it to Steve Nash. Which, what? I mean, I guess it worked with Kerr, so yeah, I don't know.
The Suns have a culture in place. That's the difference between them and
Yes,
Brooklyn.
yes.
Plus, Monty has coached Kevin Durant before when he was an assistant with Oklahoma City.
That's true. All right, look, we've gone very long here. Breaking down the NBA trade deadline. It's insane. We'll continue to monitor it throughout the morning, as I'm probably expecting more news coming in the pipeline. But keep it locked right here on OTB. Talk a little Super Bowl next.
Off the Bench with Hester and T-Bob. ESPN Baton Rouge, New Orleans, Alexandria, and 1130 The Tiger.
Go to Donaldsonville Glass and Body, DonaldsonvilleGlassandBody.com or DGBAuto.com. You go to the website, you can see the text box pop up. You can text Kenny Frederick right there. Let him know what's going on with your vehicle. That's the best way to get in there. Remember, any glass repair that you need, go to the experts, okay? Over there at DG&B, they've been doing glass since 1977. Until they got their start. That's why it's Donaldsonville Glass and Body. As far as closure repair goes, free pickup, drop-off, delivery, but also remember 24/7 emergency towing. When you get in an accident, the police cannot tell you Who gets to tow? The insurance company cannot tell you where to go. The answer to Bo is Donaldson Glass and Body.
It's been the answer since 1977, and T-Bob said it. I mean, glass is in there for a reason because they have all the latest technology to be able to help you out. So if you need windshield repair, replacement, they've got you covered. And don't just assume everyone does, because you have to have that latest technology because of the sensors in these new vehicles. They have it at Donaldsonville, dgbauto.com.
In times of need, get a full list of phone numbers, websites, and other important emergency information on the Demco Stormwatch page at 1045ESPN.com. Follow us on Twitter at 1045ESPN to cast your vote in the Citizens Bank and Trust Poll of the Day. Vote daily inside Off the Bench, anytime. Hunt Palmer. And after further review, Citizens Bank and Trust brings you the Poll of the Day via Twitter at 1045ESPN.
Bayou Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram has $10,000 off new 2022 Ram 1500s. 2022 Ram 1500 trucks on our lot now with $10,000 off MSRP. All new Bayou vehicles come with a 1 million mile warranty. If you need sales or service, the crew at Bayou is going to do right. Bayou.
I had to leave my parents. I had to move schools. I don't know anyone here. Everything keeps changing. Why is this happening to me? I'm sure glad you're here.
Change a child's story. There's a child in foster care waiting for a volunteer like you.
I've been doing business with Luba for 25 years. They're dependable, trustworthy. It's just the attention to detail with our clients.
Our folks have years and years of experience. They're highly trained professionals, but many companies have that asset. What I'd like to think makes Luba a bit different is that we use those talents in a way that truly is dedicated to serving the needs of the folks who depend on us.
Hi, I'm Brandon Landry, founder and CEO of Walker.
Hi, my name is Dr. Craig Green.
This is Ryan Terrio with HUDCORoofing.com.
Hey, it's Matt Moscona. No matter how big your commercial roofing job, HUDCO can help.
My patients come to me because they trust that I can get the job done at a high level. Ryan Terrio and Richard Tilley have the same level of trust when it comes to roofing.
If you have a roofing issue, call HUDCO Roofing.
Give us a call, 364-1007, and we'll come to your house and give you a free inspection.
There it is, the extra mile, on the border of expected and extraordinary, for those willing to go further, like vans customized for work or play, with safety and tech to keep you connected, supported by a 5-star sales, service, and finance team, and backed by the 1-star you know. So go the extra mile. It's never crowded, because so few have what it takes to go there. Mercedes-Benz Vans.
Saturday, February 25th, 7 p.m. The Bulls Bands and Barrels Tour at the Lamar Dixon Expo Center. Presented by Jerry Lane Chevrolet. Edge of your seat excitement with bull riding, barrel racing, ultimate bullfighting, with a live performance by Bailey Zimmerman. With Timothy Wayne, plus two-time PBR world champion Chris Shivers, and Brinson James, the entertainer. Tickets and information at bullsbandsandbarrels.com. Saturday, February 25th, Lamar Dixon Expo Center.
Hey, it's on. Join me Thursday for the Hunt Palmer Show, 1 to 3. Joe Healy from D1 Baseball talking SEC Baseball will react to LSU and Mississippi State on the hardwood. Hunt Palmer Show, 1 to 3 on Thursday, 104.5 ESPN, Baton Rouge.
Is that all you get for your money?
All-Star Toyota presents Off the Bench with Hester and T-Bob. ESPN Baton Rouge, New Orleans, Alexandria, and 1130 The Tiger.
Moving out.
What's up, y'all? Welcome back to OTB. Feeling good, boys. when saw Crystal Poche yesterday and had something akin to a religious experience. Dude, I think I don't think I have a short leg. I don't think I have a short leg.
That's what you said last time.
I don't even think I'm pigeon-toed. My left foot's pointing straight now, bro. I'm telling you. I'm unlocking like nerve endings, tendons. Shout out Crystal Poche. Get me right. It was wild, dude. I had an out-of-body experience or something at one point. Like I was floating above my body watching myself be worked on. I'm not even exaggerating. It was awesome.
Yeah, good for you. I mean, glad you found a solution.
I know. And look, I mean, I'm into this sort of stuff. I guess some people are, but you're talking about how like your body stores like physical trauma, almost like memories, blah, 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 blah. And then I have all these like hits from football that are still kind of stored in there. And kind of like I could feel this stuff being released yesterday. Now I like going with this stuff, right? I'm very open to it. Very like again, I'm scared to go full Aaron Rodgers and, sit in the darkness for 4 days. But I am open to, some different ideas and whatnot. And yeah, it was wild, man. It was wild. I'm feeling loosey-goosey day, feeling good. Dude, thank you, Crystal. Thank you to Derek Carr. No. We're not going to say that.
No.
Okay.
Look, I think we've covered that until it actually happens.
Nope. I got another. Nope. We're doing it again today. We're doing it again today. Sorry. We're doing it again today. But not right now. First, I want to talk Super Bowl. I sat down and really thought about the Super Bowl for the first time yesterday. You remember that Alex Rodriguez meme from a few years ago when he's driving in the car and he's like looking all, or maybe he's in his office and he's like looking all serious and he tweets, just thinking about who's going to win the World Series. It was like before the season started, right? Well, I had that yesterday as I sat down and I furrowed my brow and I pondered, who do I think is truly going to win the Super Bowl? And I may be an idiot. And I may be making a really dumb call, but I am hardcore fading Patrick Mahomes and the Chiefs. Like I'm taking all the Mahomes unders.
Okay.
I bet him yesterday. I don't know about touchdowns. Definitely took the yardage under. I'm taking the Eagles to cover. I'm taking Jalen Hurts to score a touchdown.
All right.
This is not a great bet, but if you want just like maybe something that'll pay off, just that there will be a 100-yard rusher in the game. I think it's like plus 300 or 400. So I mean the odds are not on your side at all, but that's something that I could definitely see potentially happening. But no, I think look, I think in these biggest games, what we see time and time again is that the best pass rush, right?
Yeah.
And the best run game tend to kind of rise to the top. And so I think
that's what the Macho Man said. Cream rises to the top.
That's what I'm saying, dude. I think that's clearly Philly. So again, the Patrick Mahomes angle of this makes me feel like an idiot and almost like, well, didn't you kind of just try to fade him last week and he burned you? And yes, you're not wrong, but look, I like Kelsey and that Eagles offensive line handling Chris Jones and that Chiefs defensive line better than the other way around. So yeah, give me Philly, dude. I think Philly's going to win the Super Bowl.
I mean, I don't hate the Philly pick. I think what their strengths are play really well against the Chiefs. Not to say the Chiefs can't overcome some of those things, but the Philly kind of mentality is we want to bully you on both sides of the line of scrimmage.
Yeah.
And their pass defense being number one in the NFL, obviously, like to your point, that intrigues you because it feels like that does win out in these big games when that team has multiple weeks to prepare for you. So, for me, I'm taking a look at, okay, well, the Eagles like to run the football. The Chiefs, the one thing they are really good at is rushing the passer. How many opportunities are they going to have to do that? The Eagles' offensive line, it's going to be like Jones and Kelsey's going to be a great matchup, but I still give the advantage to the Eagles. And so, like, I'm trying to find outside of Patrick Mahomes being Patrick Mahomes, what is the advantage for the Kansas City Chiefs?
Yeah, I know. And it's not a fully 100% Patrick Mahomes. So I mean, he's still good enough. But where I mean, you tell me. Yeah, outside of I guess there's not one, right?
It's hard to find one because look at the pass rush for the Eagles. Look at the DBs for the Eagles. Look at Nakobe Dean in the middle of that defense for the Eagles.
Even the wide
look at A.J. Brown.
Yeah.
And, like, you have two that they would take either one out tight end. Now, the Eagles have a tight end, but Travis Kelce's a unicorn.
Yes, okay. There you go. You got tight end. You got tight end and Mahomes. And it's been a powerful combination, right? I mean, Travis Kelce's second to Jerry Rice in all playoff stats. So, I am feeling a little Kelsey anytime touchdown in there as well, just because. I mean, he has 15 of them things in the postseason. You might as well just bet it every single game the Chiefs play in the postseason. I hate as a viewer how the Mahomes under 298 is going to feel, but I don't know. We'll see. I kind of feel good about it, even though it's going to be awful watching him and knowing that like every ball that he throws is going to chip away. That unders are never that fun to bet. You should bet on the DraftKings Sportsbook app. DraftKings Sportsbook app. Promo code Baton Rouge. Promo code Baton Rouge. It's all one word. Use that right now. Super Bowl week. You bet $5. You get $200 in free bets with which to play if you're a new user. So, and you can do same game parlays. You can do anything. You can bet women's basketball beforehand, and then the roll straight into the Super Bowl. Download the DraftKings Sportsbook app.
21 or older, physically present in Louisiana. Availability varies by parish. Eligibility restrictions apply. Minimum $5 deposit. See DraftKings.com/sportsbook for full terms and conditions. Licensee partner Golden Nugget Lake Charles. Gambling problem? Call 1-877-770-STOP. 7867.
The program director says put CD on Kelsey. I don't think CD could. I mean, CD's great, right? But like Travis Kelce would.
Travis Kelce
dominate.
He's unguardable. Like there's not really a way to do it. You can try to go big. With a linebacker, bigger safety, and he's going to be faster than you. You can try to go nickel corner, and he's going to be bigger than you. He's going to create that space with his body. That's what he does so well, is he finds a way to, legally kind of use his body to separate and get space. And so he's one of those matchups where you're like, okay, he's going to get his. How do we stop the secondary stuff?
Yeah.
Like, how do we make sure that Juju doesn't have a big game or one of the other receivers doesn't have a big game? I know Clyde's coming back this game. How do we make sure the backs don't get going? Because Travis Kelce, at the end of the day, is going to have stats.
Yeah.
Like, you have to minimize everything you can with him, but it's more about, okay, whenever the other guys have to make a play, that's when we have to make sure that we step up.
Yeah. So we'll see. But that's where I'm at today on Thursday, February 9th, my birthday. After pondering last night, I really think it's Eagles. And I love Jalen Hurts in this game. I don't think he's going to be overawed by the moment. I know Pat Mahomes obviously isn't. He has all the experience. He's been here plenty before, and Jalen Hurts is getting here for the first time. But, Jake, I feel like Jalen Hurts' entire life has been leading to this moment. This is everything that he's been working for, and he is more than ready to take on that challenge. Did Jalen Hurts win a natty in college in which he was a starting quarterback? I mean, I guess they won that game against UGA.
I mean, he was the starter. He played all, yeah.
Yeah. But, but he did not get – but even that was tinged with the disappointment, right, of being subbed out in the second half, right? If he does this, he has fully exercised any demon that is still weighing on him.
Yeah.
Like this is his chance to say, screw all of y'all, I am the man, right? So we'll see come Sunday. Coming up next, Carr Talk, but not the vehicular guy, Derek Carr Talk. You blocked OTB.
Off the bench with Hester and T-Bob.
Also some Sean Payton, as he needs to chill out and stop taking Saints coaches. Go to All-Star Toyota Baton Rouge, allstartoyotabatonrouge.com. It's a great website where you can schedule your service. You can actually buy a full vehicle right there on the website, All-Star Toyota Express. You can also explore some of the great deals that they have, right? Whatever you're looking for. If you want to buy new, you want to buy a Toyota certified used vehicle, where you should get that excellent warranty coverage. Or again, maybe you need a rent. I'm going to Disney next week. We were renting for Mobile. That new 2023 Sienna is, it just glides, y'all. Hybrid as well. So look, the bottom line, man, if you love OTB, you love All-Star, support those who support us. Go see them off of Airline Highway today.
Yeah, now's the perfect time to go check out those rentals. You got Mardi Gras break coming up. Maybe you're going on a trip. Maybe you're going somewhere where you need something bigger with the family. Maybe you need something better on gas mileage with a sedan. They've got you covered. All-Star Toyota of BatonRouge.com.
Our listeners fire off their opinions on the JimsFirearms.net hotline at 499-1045. Keep listening for your next chance to shoot us your thoughts with the JimsFirearms.net hotline on 1045 ESPN Baton Rouge.
Louisiana. It's a place defined by culture, by pride, by passion, by people who do more than love this place. They celebrate it, elevate it, champion it. They are the individuals who embody what makes Louisiana great. The companies that make Louisiana a better place to work and live. The nonprofits leading transformational change in our communities. champions of Louisiana are all around us, and LWCC is proud to celebrate them because we've always been Louisiana loyal, supporting the workers, the innovators, the change agents of this great place we call home. Who are the champions around you? Together, we can share their stories. Together, we can help our home state thrive. Together, we are Louisiana loyal. Always.
I had to leave my parents. I had to move schools. I don't know anyone here. Everything keeps changing. Why is this happening to me? I'm sure glad you're here.
Change a child's story. There's a child in foster care waiting for a volunteer like you.
There it is, the extra mile, on the border of expected and extraordinary, for those willing to go further, like vans customized for work or play, with safety and tech to keep you connected, supported by a 5-star sales, service, and finance team, and backed by the 1-star you know. So go the extra mile. It's never crowded, because so few have what it takes to go there. Mercedes-Benz Vans.
Hi, I'm Brandon Landry, founder and CEO of Walk.
Hi, my name is Dr. Craig Green.
This is Ryan Terrio with HUDCORoofing.com.
Hey, it's Matt Moscona. No matter how big your commercial roofing job, HUDCO can help.
My patients come to me because they trust that I can get the job done at a high level. Ryan Terrio and Richard Tilley have the same level of trust when it comes to roofing.
If you have a roofing issue, call HUDCO Roofing.
Give us a call, 364-1007, and we'll come to your house and give you a free inspection.
I've been doing business with Luba for 25 years. They're dependable, trustworthy. It's just the attention to detail with our clients.
Our folks have years and years of experience. They're highly trained professionals, but many companies have that asset. What I'd like to think.
Kansas City Chiefs face the Philadelphia Eagles in Super Bowl 57. Tune in Sunday, February 12th, starting at 1 p.m. with Westwood One Super Bowl preview, leading you up to kickoff at 5:30 p.m. right here on 104.5 ESPN Baton Rouge.
All-Star Toyota presents Off the Bench with Esther and T-Bob. ESPN Baton Rouge, New Orleans, Alexandria, and 1130 The Tiger.
Yo, what's happening, y'all? Welcome back, OTB. I'm gonna get birthday tacos today. I'm hyped. Danny, what kind of cake do you think I'm gonna get?
Tres leches.
Oh God, I actually would love tres leches.
Dulce de leche?
What's a dulce de leche?
Like a flavor more than.
Dulce de leche.
Dulce de leche.
Oh, okay. All right, boys.
There's an L. Dulce.
All right.
I always thought it was Italian.
No.
That's dolce.
Yeah.
They pronounce dolce.
Dolce. Yeah. Dulce de leche. Sounds Italian.
It sounds real Italian.
Arrivederci.
Or is it just because I said it like that?
I think it's just
Yeah,
a lot of that, but I don't know. I mean, you know.
Is it wrong? Just kind of want a classic.
I was just about to say, good God, you're the most boring palate sometimes.
Classic cookie cake, dude.
I mean, cookie
Vanilla
cake's great until they change the icing.
Yeah, vanilla. Just a plain vanilla cake.
A vanilla cake with white frosting.
No, but I mean, where should I?
No, I think a yellow cake would be more T-Bob. You know what I'm saying? Like an old school, like yellow cake.
Who do you think makes legit tres leches, though? Because Nicaraguan Aunt does, but
Ideal
I don't know
has-
that I trust. Who?
Ideal Market.
I'm laughing because I once did commercials for Ideal Market, and I have no idea why they hired me to do commercials for Ideal Market. I am not in the P1s there. I would not say that I am representative of who is going to Ideal Market.
Got to do a pupusa spot next.
Dude, now don't get me wrong. I will go ham on some camarones pupusas. Okay, I mean that's the good stuff right there. Salvadoreña. When I lived across the street from Salvadoreña, I used to eat there all the time. Surprisingly, shockingly good fried chicken plate over at Salvadoreña. Just a free little shout out for the homies there. Dennis Bass says no cake is good enough after my king cake. Daniel's king cake was great. Thank you very much. Joey, is T-Bob hinting at its birthday? I'm not hinting. I like to get out ahead of these things.
I mean, he is fully
like, yeah, I mean, but like, because like otherwise, then it's like the thing. It's like, oh, you didn't tell me it's your birthday, but I like just get out there, let's just have fun, whatever. Everybody can be like, happy birthday. Be like, oh, thanks. Then we just, we're chilling.
We talked about it leading up to it.
Yeah, for sure. Well, I mean, this is the like I said, dude, this is the end of a special year, the Jesus year, but it is what it is. We did Super Bowl predictions. Speaking of the Super Bowl, I'm waffling back and forth on the Saints again. Last night on Scone and Tea, Matt was saying like, does Derek Carr help you win a Super Bowl? And no, right? Like I don't think Derek Carr's going to win a Super Bowl. But I do question, does every decision need to be made through a Super Bowl or bust lens? And you may say, well, yeah, obviously, T-Bob, that's the goal. And that's fine. And I feel what you're saying. But that will lead to some lean years. That's going to lead to a more long-term view that is not necessarily going to be, hey, let's be as good as we can every year, but hey, let's try to plan for the future. And it's not a guarantee that it's going to work out. You can try to plan for the future and you can end up stuck forever, like we've seen on NFL franchises, across the league. And so, again, like, I'm not sure that I believe that every decision needs to be made at Super Bowl. Like if Derek Carr is the difference between 7-10 or 10-7, which is very arguable. I'm not saying he is. But if he is the best quarterback available that you can get and he can push you to something like 10-7, is that not more enjoyable as a fan than another 7-10 year while you figure it out? Now, maybe if you have a young rookie quarterback, it becomes exciting, but I don't know, Jake. I mean, how do you feel about that basic question? Like, does everything need to be made through a Super Bowl or bust mindset?
Somewhat, just because in the NFL it's different than college football. And by the way, I guess Katie was watching our show on YouTube, on our TV in our room. I came back and I turned it on last night, and Scone and Tea popped up. I don't know I don't know if it just rolled right into it or whatever on the channel. And as soon as I turned the TV on, Matt has a big F-bomb. Memphis is right there. And he's like, Dad, who's this bad man with T-Bob? And I'm like, well, I thought people in leadership didn't use language like that. But so I had to explain that one to him. But y'all were talking about Derek Carr, so I did listen for a little bit there. It's one of those hard things because you want to be more competitive. You want to win more games. And I do understand what you're saying. Like, hey, go win 10 games, and that improves you, and that helps you get –
and it's a good product. It's fun for the fans.
It is, and you get some juice going, but like at what cost? And we're talking about dollars and cents here. Like, does he give you such an upgrade over what you currently have that you can justify how much money you're spending to get him? That's going to be the question.
Yeah, that is a big issue.
I do understand. Like, it is Super Bowl or bust because in college there's 133 FBS teams now with Sam Houston and Jacksonville State joining. So now there's 133. Of those 133, realistically, 12 have a chance. 12 teams have a chance to win the national championship, and that number might be high. It might be 8.
I was about to say, it's probably more narrow than 12.
You know what I mean? It's between 8 and 12.
Yeah.
Okay, well, in the NFL, that number's much higher.
Definitely.
It is.
Definitely.
And so because you play on somewhat of an even playing field, and you have a salary cap, and you can, in 1 year, you can draft a Joe Burrow and go from an awful organization to one that's competing for championships. Like, that can happen. right? So you have to have a little bit different mentality. So I do agree there, like it has to kind of be that kind of mentality in the NFL. But I also can't agree with you that it can be a step better this upcoming year, get some juices back into the crowd, get some life back into the crowd, because right now the Saints fan base wonders why the head coach is coming back, why there's been no changes on offense, what's your plan at quarterback, what's your plan with Michael Thomas, what's your plan for a lot of different things. So it would help some of that, and it helped change a narrative.
Yeah.
But again, what's the cost for that narrative, and is it worth what it's going to cost to sign Derek Carr, and is he that much better than, say, sticking with Andy Dalton, drafting a quarterback, developing that quarterback for one season before he takes over?
See, so that is kind of the crux. Is he that much better than Andy Dalton? Like, does he bring you from 7-10 to 10-7? I think, look, Derek Carr actually has a lot of game-winning drives to his name over the years. And Andy Dalton, that's his biggest failure last year, is he had multiple opportunities to close out games and or win games at the end, and I think he did it once last season. So, like, I think there's an argument to be made that Derek Carr could be the difference between 7-10, 10-7, and I'm not really worried about the money. I feel like you could still develop a quarterback behind Carr if you really wanted to, but I keep waffling. I'm back on Derek Carr. I was on Derek Carr yesterday morning. Last night I was kind of like, oh, you know what? I kind of understand the logic of building for the future, sticking with Dalton for now, blah, 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 blah. But again, what do you cost yourself in terms of how many bridges do you burn if you really run it back with Dalton and company? We'll see. We'll see. Are you going to draft it in Hooker? Who knows? Coming up next.
It's just, to finish the conversation, like if you make this move, remember other moves have to be made to make it work on the salary cap. So it's not only making this move, and because if you trade for him, like you absorb all of that. And I know the Saints are wizards and they're great at that's great, but they had to do something.
Yeah.
And how much longer can you continue to kick the can down the road? And how much longer can you afford to maybe get rid of some secondary pieces that help you become the team that you want to be because you're trying to fit in a quarterback's contract? So there's a lot of questions that you have to ask yourself. Like if you're going to move some salary, okay, go ahead and do that. But if you want to move that salary, what are you getting back? If you move salary, good players that have value, just to sign Derek Carr, that doesn't excite me.
Well, I mean, I feel like it's tough to know who would be cap casualties, who would be extended. I mean, there's going to be dead money on the books eventually, but is it a swallowable amount? Like,
I mean, Saints love dead money.
Like right now, Cam Jordan has $2 million each year for like 2 years at the end of his contract when he's not going to be on the team. But that's like less than 1% of the cap. It's probably okay, but we'll see. We'll see how big it ends up going.
It just depends on how many of those you do. If you do 10 of them, then it's like, okay, well, that's 10%.
Exactly. All right, when we get back, let's close out hour number 1 of OTB.
Off the Bench with Hester and T-Bob.
Go to ITI Technical College, iticollege.edu. ITI celebrating its golden anniversary. As they've not only been in business for 50 years, but been changing lives for 50 years. And look, if you are someone who's had your life changed by ITI, you've experienced, or the Georgetown study said firsthand, that ITI is the best return on investment you can get in the entire state, top 15 in the country when it comes to what you pay for school versus what you can expect to make in your career down the road. If you have experienced that, they want you to get involved. So go find ITI on social. And, they got great events planned throughout the year. And remember, if you want to go to ITI, go to iticollege.edu. Check out the website. Financial aid is available to those who qualify, including Tops.
Go to iticollege.edu, like T-Bob said, but I also encourage you to do 2 things. Go see them off Airline Highway 13944, Airline Highway in Baton Rouge. Also, pick up the phone, call admissions today. Let them know what you're looking for. 877-591-1070.
In times of need, get a full list of phone numbers, websites, and other important emergency information on the Demco Stormwatch page at 1045ESPN.com.
There it is, the extra mile, on the border of expected and extraordinary, for those willing to go further, like vans customized for work or play, with safety and tech to keep you connected, supported by a 5-star sales, service, and finance team, and backed by the 1-star you know. So go the extra mile. It's never crowded, because so few have what it takes to go there. Mercedes-Benz Vans. is the extra mile, on the border of expected and extraordinary, for those willing to go further, like vans customized for work or play, with safety and tech to keep you connected, supported by a 5-star sales, service, and finance team, and backed by the 1-star you know. So go the extra mile. It's never crowded, because so few have what it takes to go there. Mercedes-Benz Vans.
The best kept secret in town is out. Discover Tallulah at the Renaissance Hotel on Bluebonnet.
I've been doing business with Luba for 25 years. They're dependable, trustworthy. It's just the attention to detail with our clients.
Our folks have years and years of experience. They're highly trained professionals, but many companies have that asset. What I'd like to think makes Luba a bit different is that we use those talents in a way that truly is dedicated to serving the needs of the folks who depend on us.
Saturday, February 25th, 7 p.m. The Bulls Bands and Barrels Tour at the Lamar Dixon Expo Center. Presented by Jerry Lane Chevrolet. Edge of your seat excitement with bull riding, barrel racing, ultimate bullfighting. With a live performance by Bailey Zimmerman. With Timothy Wayne, plus two-time PBR world champion Chris Shivers, and Brinson James, the entertainer. Tickets and information at bullsbandsandbarrels.com. Saturday, February 25th, Lamar Dixon Expo Center at 7 p.m. Presented by Jerry Lane Chevrolet, the #1 Chevrolet dealer in Louisiana.
Louisiana. It's a place defined by culture, by pride, by passion, by people who do more than love this place. They celebrate it, elevate it, champion it. They are the individuals who embody what makes Louisiana.
Matt Moscona inviting you to join us for Thursday's AFR, presented by the Aesthetic Medicine and Anti-Aging Clinics of Louisiana. We'll give you the latest on Derek Carr's visit to the Saints, and we'll recap LSU, Mississippi State, and hoops. Join us 3 to 6, 104.5 ESPN Baton Rouge.
All-Star Toyota presents Off the Bench with Hester and T-Bob. ESPN Baton Rouge, New Orleans, Alexandria, and 1130 The Tiger.
RJ Arsenault says Carr needs to come to terms that he is not worth $40 million guaranteed at no time in his career. 28 max or go elsewhere. So I feel you, RJ, and I think a lot of people feel like that, right? There was another, where was the Fonz says it costs way too much for a mid QB. We already have a mid QB. Just stay with the Red Rocket or Winston, blah, blah, blah. The problem is, if you think Carr isn't worth $40 million, I feel you. Like, I understand. But the NFL market does disagree. Like Spot Track has their market value.
I'll disagree with you on that, though, because like you got Andy Dalton for $3 million this year, and how much different was that than what Derek Carr is getting paid? You can find value. You have to go search the value.
I'm just talking about the value of Derek Carr. I'm not talking about the value of Andy Dalton.
Yeah, that's why you say no.
I'm saying, okay, yeah, but
you can find a cheaper quarterback that plays better.
Yeah, but they're saying
I could get Taylor Heineke for $18 million.
Yeah, so my point though was that he is saying Carr needs to come to terms that he is not worth $40 million. SpotTrack's NFL market value estimator has him at $37 million. So what? Even if he's under a bit, 34.
Yeah, like, and teams are stupid if they pay that
somebody's
money.
going to give it to him.
I'm not saying Derek Carr doesn't have a value. He has a value. It's just not close to $40 million.
Again, not maybe according to us, but according to the NFL teams, it is. Like it's going to be like $35 million or above, unless like Spot Rack and others are just like way off. Which I mean is possible, right? Sometimes market predictions can miss the mark, but like that is what he is estimated to make if he hits the free market. Would be around a $37 million contract.
Yeah, I was also estimated to get $3 million a year after I was a Pro Bowl alternate, and I got $800,000. So
it can't go wrong. We'll see. But I mean, I don't like you're not getting him for 28. So then you maybe go a Heineke route. Which interesting, the Commanders have already committed to Howell, to Sam Howell being their starting quarterback. next year. He got the final start of the season. It was just a funny little headline that I ran into this morning. I was like, is it weird to commit to your starter like this early on? Like Sam Howell must have really impressed Ron Rivera and company to already be getting that.
I mean, he was at one time supposed to be a top 10 pick and then had some struggles at North Carolina, and that obviously changed that, but he is a talent.
Hour number 2 of OTB coming up next.
Off the bench with Hester and T-Bob.
Go to AccuTemp of Baton Rouge, AccuTempBR.com, AccuTempBR.com. AC, heating, and electrical needs. You're going to get that service to the highest degree. And it's not just talk, man. They walk that walk. Like, you're going to be mind-blown. Go look at the online reviews and see the common denominator. Everybody's talking about how incredible the customer service was, the entire process of dealing with AccuTemp. And, of course, look, everybody's licensed about insured. It's an incredible place to work as well. If you're interested, you can go on the site, inquire about careers in the apprenticeship programs. They can get you up to speed in a matter of months, and you start working immediately, making money, and serving Baton Rouge area. So hit them up. AccuTemp of Baton Rouge, AccuTempBR.com.
Once you go to the website, you can book your appointment online. You can get a free quote as well. So go ahead, go to the website. You can check out everything they can do for you, cooling, heating, electrical work as well. So like right now, you're in that in-between time. Sometimes it's hot, sometimes it's cold. You don't want to shock the system. Make sure you're up to date with all your maintenance. AccuTempBR.com.
I've got that blue sky. I've got that sunshine.
Bayou Ford has $10,000 off MSRP on select new 2022 Ford F-150 trucks. $10,000 off plus 0% financing. And all new Bayou Ford vehicles come with a 1 million mile warranty. The crew at Bayou Ford is going to do right by you.
Electricity is all around us, and our families depend on it. Every day is sparked by the power of a cold drink or a warm meal, a movie night, and a comforting light at the end of a dark hallway. From sunrise to sunset, playtime to bedtime, our team is ready to take care of your electrical needs. Even in the case of an after-hours emergency, the light in your life shines brighter with Mr. Electric.
Hi, I'm Brandon Landry, founder and CEO of Walker.
Hi, my name is Dr. Craig Green.
This is Ryan Terrio with HUDCORoofing.com.
Hey, it's Matt Moscona. No matter how big your commercial roofing job, HUDCO can help.
My patients come to me because they trust that I can get the job done at a high level. Ryan Terrio and Richard Tilley have the same level of trust when it comes to roofing.
If you have a roofing issue, call HUDCO Roofing.
Give us a call, 364-1007, and we'll come to your house and give you a free inspection.
There it is, the extra mile, on the border of expected and extraordinary, for those willing to go further, like vans customized for work or play, with safety and tech to keep you connected, supported by a 5-star sales, service, and finance team, and backed by the 1-star you know. So go the extra mile. It's never crowded, because so few have what it takes to go there. Mercedes-Benz Vans.
I had to leave my parents. I had to move schools. I don't know anyone here. Everything keeps changing. Why is this happening to me? I'm sure glad you're here.
Change a child's story. There's a child in foster care waiting for a volunteer like you.
Saturday, February 25th, 7 p.m. The Bulls, Bands, and Barrels Tour at the Lamar Dixon Expo Center. Presented by Jerry Lane Chevrolet. Edge of your seat excitement with bull riding, barrel racing, ultimate bullfighting. With a live performance by Bailey Zimmerman. With Timothy Wayne, plus 2-time PBR world champion Chris Shivers, and Brinson James, the entertainer. Tickets and information at bullsbandsandbarrels.com. Saturday, February 25th, Lamar Dixon Expo Center at 7 p.m. Presented by Jerry Lane Chevrolet, the #1 Chevrolet dealer in Louisiana.
Follow us on Twitter at 1045ESPN to cast your vote in the Citizens Bank and Trust poll of the day. Vote daily inside Off the Bench, anytime. Hunt Palmer. And after further review, Citizens Bank and Trust.
Good morning, everybody. It is 8 a.m. on Thursday, February 9th. Your government taco forecast in Baton Rouge. Expect clear skies with a high of 70. Coming up on OTB, we talk to LSU baseball coach Jay Johnson at 8:30, and Chef Michael Johnson joins us at 9:15 for a new edition of Munchies. You can follow today's show on Twitter, Instagram, and TikTok at OTB_ESPN, or catch us on YouTube at the 104.5 ESPN channel and subscribe for daily content. Hour number 2 of Off the Bench, live from the Mercedes-Benz of Baton Rouge studio, starts now.
All-Star Toyota presents Off the Bench with Jacob Hester and T-Bob Hebert.
Yeah.
Off the Bench with Hester and T-Bob.
Hey, P, they said I got to come off the bench.
All-Star Toyota presents Off the Bench with Hester and T-Bob. Yo, yo, yo.
Yo, what's happening, everyone? Welcome in hour number 2 of OTB. T-Bob, Jake, Mario, Danny hanging out with you today. We got Jay Johnson coming up here in 30 minutes. Going to talk about a little LSU baseball. Cannot wait to get into that. We talked a little trade deadline as the NBA was popping off here. I want to talk a bit about there's a new SEC run rule we can get to kind of talk about right before Jay. Sean Payton as well continues to try to raid the New Orleans Saints coaching staff. What are the latest? So let's get to this hour on Off the Bench. Going to have a ton of fun. Next hour, we got Munchies, our guy, Chef Michael Johnson, and a little big deal or no big deal. So you can go ahead and, well, actually, hold off. I'm putting those in the chat just yet. Let's start off the weekend right. Guys, we are here. It is Thursday. Let's have ourselves a day. Speaking of Sean Payton, though, right? We were just talking about the New Orleans Saints. I still don't know where I'm landing on all this Derek Carr stuff. I recognize that the better long-term option is to use these picks on solid positions and, maybe a young quarterback and stick with Dalton and hope that young quarterback hits. But, how it's going to feel over the next couple of years could feel awful, especially if that young quarterback doesn't end up panning out. Whereas maybe being a bit more immediately competitive, be a bit more exciting. I know what Dennis Allen would want to do. I think he wants Derek Carr, but again, Mickey Loomis can afford to take a more long-term approach. Sean Payton is back in the news cycle as he's interviewing multiple Saints assistant coaches right now. They already took Zach Strief to be their O-line coach. He has now made an offer to Saints assistant Kevin Petry, it's Petry, who's a member of the operations staff. They're considering Declan Doyle for the Broncos tight ends coach. He's been offensive assistant for 4 years. But the name that I think is really interesting here is he's interviewing Ronald Curry, the Saints quarterbacks coach, for the OC job in Denver. And I guess why that is interesting is Curry is someone, he played in the NFL for a while, right? He was the offensive coordinator and play caller when we were down there in Mobile for the national team, Jake. And he is thought to be one of the young up-and-coming minds in the NFL on that side of the ball, right? Here's a quote from Curry that he said in Mobile. Quote, "I feel like I'm more than capable to go out here and call plays on Sunday. I've been in the game 11 years. I played for 8 years. I've been around some great coaches with different systems. I feel like I've learned a lot along the way. It's really just showing people I can handle myself as an offensive coordinator." And I guess the reason why I bring this up, Jake, if Sean Payton did go to Curry, and if he gave him play calling duties, which feels a bit crazy, but maybe he would, right? It would be, or whatever ends up happening to Curry, it would be brutally ironic if he ended up being a great OC, right? Like at a time where you're questioning, do we even get involved in the OC market because there's so many teams in the market, and you run it back with Carmichael, a guy that, has been much criticized on this show and really on every show pretty much for some of the philosophical foundations upon which the Saints offense was built. It'd be very ironic if you had a great guy in the room the entire time and you just didn't take advantage of him or didn't give him that opportunity. And you may say, but how often does that happen? Well, I watched Steve Ensminger be buried in an LSU offensive room for, the better part of, half a decade before they were finally like, oh, wait, this guy's the smartest offensive mind in the room. Let's let him call plays. And what did he do? He went on to break records. So, life can work in a way where forces kind of conspire against you, and you may be from a merit standpoint, and I'm not saying that he is, right? We don't know on Curry. He's still a bit of an unknown. Like, you'd have to give him the chance. But you may actually be the guy with the most potential and best guy in that room, and you may not get that opportunity. So we'll see what ends up happening with Curry and Peyton. And
Ronald Curry, baller on the gridiron and on the court at North Carolina.
So it is that Ronald Curry, dude. I thought so. I wasn't 100% sure if there was just another Ronald Curry. Yeah, he was a beast, dude.
Yeah, one of the best basketball players to come out of the state of Virginia. I remember all the hype that he had surrounding him when he was coming out of high school. But so if you're Ronald Curry, you're taking a look at, okay, for the Saints, I'm comfortable there. I got a great role there. But I can go to Denver. I'm going to get paid a lot more. Even if I don't call plays, I'm going to be elevated, and I'm going to get coordinator money.
Yeah.
And I'm going to get to, learn under Sean Payton. And if we go out there, even if Sean's calling the plays and, they find a way to get Russ back and he's the quarterback coach, you're talking about parlaying that into now I'm going to be a coordinator in the next season because you're going to get an opportunity. So, it makes a lot of sense for him if he's offered the job because he's not going to be the OC in New Orleans.
Yeah.
By title or by play calling duties.
Yeah. And it's, I hope that he would get the next OC opportunity. I hope that he wouldn't go down the Eric Bieniemy path where you're just kind of stuck in constant limbo. Like, isn't Bieniemy now going to basically isn't he looking at a couple of these OC jobs? I can't remember which ones he was being linked to, but it is kind of funny to me that for him to take that next step, he almost has to escape from Andy Reid's very wide shadow and go find he's going to have to go prove himself elsewhere before he'll eventually get that head coaching opportunity, despite having so many head coaching interviews and whatnot. So Curry to Denver could maybe get stuck in a similar path, but then again, maybe he breaks out of it faster and he ends up getting play calling duties somewhere. But I'm just fascinated to see where Curry ends up going. In terms of his career, not like which team he ends up on. I'm wondering if maybe you have this diamond in the rough, you don't even realize that he's going to go and prove it, or maybe he doesn't. We'll see.
By the way, Bieniemy linked to the Commanders and the Ravens, according to Schefter.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
Because he's been there long enough. Now he's like, okay, I got to get away from Andy Reid.
Yes, got to go.
I got to get away. I got to go show that I can do this. I got to go show, hey, this is something that I'm a part of this offense. I've helped game plan. I can call the plays. Let me show you. And then if he does that and he's successful, he'll be a head coach within 2 years.
Yes.
So sometimes you have to get away from being comfortable. And I'm not saying that, he doesn't put in the work because he certainly does. But when you go away and prove it on your own, that's what people want to see sometimes. And, that's okay because there's been some people that have gotten jobs that didn't deserve those jobs. They weren't really the coordinator and they failed.
Yeah. Yeah. Look, Joe, it's not a one-to-one.
I'll give you an example real quick, not to cut you off.
No, go ahead.
In Denver, Mike McCoy was our offensive coordinator. Mike McCoy parlayed that after we had, record-setting 2012 into being the head coach for the Chargers. Peyton Manning was our offensive coordinator in 2012.
Yeah.
Not Mike McCoy.
Yeah.
Now, Mike was in there grinding, watching tape, helping game plan, doing all those things. But at the end of the day, when 18 got up there, you go here, ready, set, Omaha. That's who the offensive coordinator was, okay? So, and Mike McCoy's back in the league. He's an offensive coordinator again in the league. Like, he has his skill set, but he, off of that year, he parlayed that into a head coach. Yes.
Yeah, basically. Yes. And it's like, what did Joe Burrow – now it's a symbiotic relationship in a lot of ways, but, like, what did Joe Burrow do for Joe Brady and Steve Ensminger? Brady to a greater extent as Brady kind of took off after that. And then to draw that even into the Andy Reid analogy there, like Ensminger and Brady, that was a little thing where, okay, well, Brady's got to go prove it outside of Ensminger, and he didn't quite. Remember, he was getting head coaching interviews at the time, then he did not. So Bieniemy's going to attempt to do that same thing. Where do you think a better fit for him would be, Baltimore or the Commies and Sam Howell?
Baltimore feels like with some of the weapons they have, it could be pretty scary. Some big time stuff in the run game there as well. Chiefs will get creative in the run game. Certainly 2-3 years ago when they didn't really have an offensive line, they would get creative because they had to. So
yeah,
I don't know.
We'll see where he ends up going. I'm guessing obviously they're going to wait till after the Super Bowl to decide. I guess that question is obvious, right? Are you going to go Coach Howell or Lamar Jackson if given the opportunity? You're going to go Coach Lamar Jackson. Yeah. 9 LSU players are invited to the Combine. How about this? Micah Baskerville, Mekhi Gardner, Ali Gay, B.J. Ojolari, Jaquelin Roy, Jay Ward on the defensive side of the ball. Love seeing Baskerville get the invite there. Anybody surprising on the defensive side of the ball there?
No. Baskerville played in the NFLPA game. Ali Gay played in the Senior Bowl. Jay Ward in the Senior Bowl. B.J. Ojolari is going to be a top 50 pick. And Mekhi Gardner is long.
Yeah, Gardner's the one that you wouldn't immediately think of.
I would assume like he is somebody that the NFL wants to have more information on because he played really well for LSU this year, but just his body type, like not often do you see guys that long at corner. And so, you know, they'll see him and be like, okay, if you run this, there's something we can do with you. So
offensively, Kayshon Boutte making it, of course, Anthony Bradford, and Dre Jenkins. Shout out Dre Jenkins, man. I mean, we know Dre's good, but like, I don't know that I would have had Dre as a lock for the combine at the beginning of last season. It's like tougher to get an invite there than I think the average person thinks. I think that just every player on the team that they watch should get an invite. The 9 players is actually third in the SEC. Alabama had 13. UGA had 12 guys invited. But, yeah, huge shout-out to Dre. And, I mean, I'm not surprised on Anthony Bradford because he has that massive size. He played well. He's always seemed like he had
guard,
the most
tackle,
talent.
play both.
Yeah, but Bradford, he probably – does he have the most to prove out of those offensive guys? Or is it Kayshon?
I would think Kayshon.
Yeah, I guess so.
Kayshon was on a lot of people's board, receiver 1 coming into the year. And now, like,
Yeah, where does he rank now? That is true. That's probably not going to be a very fun exercise for.
And I was trying to see because my guy Matt Miller just put out his latest mock draft on ESPN, and he was as big of a Kayshon fan as there was out there. And I don't know that he has Kayshon going now in the first 2 rounds.
Damn. Wow.
I'm trying to look right now. It just got released.
I mean, it is tough, man. It's not like LSU didn't have a 1,000-yard receiver. They did, and it was Malik Neighbors, not Kayshon Boutte. So, yeah.
He has B.J. Ojolari going 36 to the Rams, so shout out B.J.
Let's go, Beach. Sorry you got to go to the Rams, though.
Why?
California state tax.
Oh, well, yeah.
Los Angeles sucks.
It's not great.
You got to deal with Anthony Davis, who sits
on
the bench.
They're not in L.A. at least. I mean, so.
Are they not?
They're south of L.A.
Oh, is it like a Santa Clara thing a little bit? Like how San Francisco's not in San Francisco?
I mean, the stadium's in Inglewood.
I don't
We're
know.
next to the old Forum.
Well enough.
Really?
No.
Yeah, I don't see Kayshon in these first 2 rounds here from Matt Miller. And again, like Matt was the biggest Kayshon fan that there really was as far as draft guys coming into this season. So
I forgot to tell you, Mara, I finally saw a picture of AD sitting on the bench when LeBron broke the record. It's a pretty bad picture, actually. It's like an awful visual.
Yeah.
Like, do we know, is there confirmed beef between the two?
No, he made a video after the game and said he was really happy for him and he loves him and whatnot. He just looked really depressed at that moment for whatever reason.
If I was LeBron, I'd get Pat Bev and I would Kentucky Anthony Davis again. Strip him down, spank him with my sandals, my shower shoes. Look at that. It's an awful visual. It's an awful visual.
Great meme potential with all his teammates celebrating.
Yes, excellent. Incredible meme potential. Instant meme. All right, when we get back here on OTB, let's get ready for a little Jay Johnson coming up at 8:30. Keep it locked. Off the bench.
Off the Bench with Hester and T-Bob. ESPN Baton Rouge, New Orleans, Alexandria, and 1130 The Tiger.
Go to All-Star Toyota of Baton Rouge. All-Star Toyota of BatonRouge.com. They're off of Airline Highway. You want a big old truck like a Tundra? They got you, man. Maybe a smaller truck like a Tacoma. Maybe a minivan like the Sienna. SUV like the Sequoia, 4Runner, whatever, like the Camry, which I've been leased for years. Whatever your family needs, every kids, no kids, whatever. New, used, leasing, it's all there for you. Again, off of Airline Highway, staffed with the best sales staff, the best people in the service department, customer service, the highest order. Electric, gas, they get it all. Go check it out. All-Star Toyota Baton Rouge.
Go customize your new vehicle online. Remember, you can customize it. You can actually finish everything online. You can have a hybrid system where you go customize it online, you finish everything in store, or you can just walk in to the dealership over on Airline Highway like T-Bob mentioned. You can pick it out. You can customize it right there with some help from All-Star. However you want to do it, they've got you covered. All-Star Toyota of BatonRouge.com.
Our listeners fire off their opinions on the jimsfirearms.net hotline at 499-1045. Keep listening for your next chance to shoot us your thoughts with the jimsfirearms.net hotline on 1045 ESPN Baton Rouge.
Louisiana. It's a place defined by culture, by pride, by passion, by people who do more than love this place. They celebrate it, elevate it, champion it. They are the individuals who embody what makes Louisiana great. The companies that make Louisiana a better place to work and live. The nonprofits leading transformational change in our communities. Champions of Louisiana are all around us, and LWCC is proud to celebrate them because we've always been Louisiana loyal, supporting the workers, the innovators, the change agents of this great place we call home. Who are the champions around you? Together, we can share their stories. Together, we can help our home state thrive. Together, we are Louisiana loyal. Always.
I had to leave my parents. I had to move schools. I don't know anyone here. Everything keeps changing. Why is this happening to me? I'm sure glad you're here.
Change a child's story. There's a child in foster care waiting for a volunteer like you.
I've been doing business with Luba for 25 years. They're dependable, trustworthy. It's just the attention to detail with our clients.
Our folks have years and years of experience. They're highly trained professionals, but many companies have that asset. What I'd like to think makes Luba a bit different is that we use those talents in a way that truly is dedicated to serving the needs of the folks who depend on us.
Hi, I'm Brandon Landry, founder and CEO of Walker.
Hi, my name is Dr. Craig Green.
This is Ryan Terrio with HUDCORoofing.com.
Hey, it's Matt Moscona. No matter how big your commercial roofing job, HUDCO can help.
My patients come to me because they trust that I can get the job done at a high level. Ryan Terrio and Richard Tilley have the same level of trust when it comes to roofing.
If you have a roofing issue, call HUDCO Roofing.
Give us a call, 364-1007, and we'll come to your house and give you a free inspection.
There it is, the extra mile, on the border of expected and extraordinary, for those willing to go further, like vans customized for work or play, with safety and tech to keep you connected, supported by a 5-star sales, service, and finance team, and backed by the one.
Jimmy Ott and Charles Henniger for the Thursday evening edition of Game Time presented by Bet Rivers. We're downtown at Jolly Pearl Oyster Bar on north facing Town Square. Game Time, 6 to 8 p.m. presented by Bet Rivers on 104.5 ESPN Baton Rouge.
Could bring a fall when I'm far from home. Don't call me on the phone to tell me you're alone. It's easy to deceive. It's easy.
All-Star Toyota presents Off the Bench with Hester and T-Bob. ESPN Baton Rouge, New Orleans, Alexandria, and 1130 The Tiger.
Huge shout out to one of my best friends, Rivers Huey, bringing me by a couple of bottles of sake for the birthday. Suck it to me. I'm a firm believer that there's no better drink for social settings, especially if you don't know the people, right? It's why the Japanese do this in these business meetings. It makes all the sense in the world. There's no better drink for social meetings where maybe you're trying to start relationships than having yourself a good sake night. It's like when Joey Molinaro came in town, and
I saw Joey in Mobile.
I know, dude. I wanted to go get a beer with him, but it was we were on our way to Floor Pan.
Well, Oh yeah, y'all did leave. He mentioned that night.
Yeah.
When I feel like every time I see Joey, he's like, "Remember the night T-Bob kept ordering sake?"
Well, it's like, look, dude, I'll say this. It is, and I can recognize it in retrospect. It is deeply funny that somebody came to Louisiana and instead of being like, let's get like fried seafood or let's go get gumbo or jambalaya. No. Let's go get Asian fusion and sake.
Yeah.
We had a great time, though. I mean, it hits.
We've all gone back since.
Yeah, I love soju. Soju's great.
Like, it's kind of our group spot. But
the problem with sake is, though, it also does go overboard. Like, it's the night that you feel the worst.
It goes
the
down
next
pretty
day.
easy.
Yeah, exactly.
And then you
it
kind
goes
of get in
down
trouble.
easier and easier.
Yeah.
It's the literal alcoholic snowball rolling downhill, where at the end, it's just out of control. It's got a momentum all of its own, and you're just kind of along for the ride. Like, maybe you consciously started in control, but at a certain point, the sake takes over.
Yeah.
Shout out Riffs. See, Danny, this is what simping gets you. Okay? You know what? Maybe if you simped for a few more women in your life, you could get free sake on your birthday. Okay? Learn from the master, Daniel's son. Okay? I can teach
feel
you the
like
ways
T-Bob
of a simp.
simps for everyone outside of like the people that care about him the most.
Oh,
you know?
God. Oh my God, dude. This is
Danny, right?
Am
I wrong?
This is such an absurdly stupid take, and I know exactly what you're relating it back to. And there's a weird subtweeting, subtexting element. This entire conversation I'm not going to engage with right now.
I could feel the pain in Esther's voice.
Yeah, I mean,
that cut deep, man.
That was hurtful.
So damn stupid.
Just like the people that mean the most to me, like as far as like a working relationship, the people in this room. That's all said.
No.
Love you, boys.
Yeah.
I'm my real ones.
Well, obviously, I love you, boys.
OTB fam, top 10.
Yeah, that's right. Top 10.
That's
Top 10,
right.
top 10.
Top 10 till the end. Barrett Sports Media, top 10 local mid-market morning sports talk shows. Let's freaking ride,
we're coming for you, Morning Juice, number 9.
Yeah.
Bobby Carpenter.
Who Jake co-hosts with on Sirius XM, College Sports Radio, XM84.
Think about that. Like, him and I do a show together. I'm in Baton Rouge. He's in Columbus. We happen to both also do full-time morning shows.
Yeah, that's funny.
Right? Across the country, and he finishes 9th, and we finish 10th. What are the chances of that?
I don't know. Do you have beef with Jason Barrett?
No.
Or
Actually,
I
appreciate it being top 10.
Okay, I was about to say. Beat their ass,
No, I just think it's funny. It's funny that of all the people and all the shows, him and I happen to co-host a show together on Sirius, and we're both right next to each other.
Whatever. Who we're really coming for is Mac and Cube. Get the hell out of here. They only won the award because they got the ESPN personalities. You know what? Joe Moore Award sucks too, Cube. No, I'm just kidding. I don't want to get mad at me.
I mean, I'm part of the Low Man Award.
Yeah, Low Man's
top fullback.
I forgot to vote this year. I actually ignored PFT's DM. Power move, Danny? Leaving PFT on read?
It would be a power move if you didn't do it to all of us.
That's true. That's true. Just, I guess at that point, you're just a bad communicator. Yeah.
Which you are.
Yeah.
It's your biggest flaw.
That's fair. As far as flaws go, you know, I feel like you're doing pretty good if that's the case.
Yeah.
SEC teams who have flaws this year on the diamond, we're going to get off the hook a little bit, Jake.
What a segue.
There's a new SEC run rule that has been put into place. This is nothing more than a tidbit. I don't even think there's a conversation to be had here. But there's a 10-run mercy rule now, Jake.
Yep.
If you are up 10 runs or more after 7 innings, they are calling the game. It would have ended 3 LSU games early last year, 2 of which LSU won, 1 they lost. It would not have changed the result. In fact, according to The Advocate, I'm sorry, I should remember who wrote this piece in The Advocate. I apologize. But probably Wilson or maybe Leah, according to The Advocate, the last time LSU came back from down 10 runs in the SEC, it's my birthday. You got to go back to before I was even born. You got to go back to April 10th of 1988 when they were down a 13-3 against Ole Miss after 7, but ended up winning 15-13. So,
yeah,
you know, yes, there's an element of like, it's never over till it's over. But if this only changes, if you got to go back to 1988 to find the game that this changes when you're playing, 50 games every year, whatever it is, like, I'm like, okay, cool. This makes all sense in the world. Now, Jay Johnson said he doesn't love it because he likes all 9 innings to give people opportunities, whether you're winning or losing.
Yeah,
but,
that's a great point.
And I get that from Coach Johnson, but it is what it is. From a fan standpoint, call it, get out of there. Save the players, right? Nobody wants to get injured that late in a blown-out game either or anything like that. I actually support this move.
I do get, like, I was kind of with you too, but I do kind of get Coach Johnson's like, hey, let's get a freshman arm, even if we're losing. Like, let's get him in there. Let's give him some experience. And there is something to that. Now, LSU's not going to fall in too many of these on either side because the SEC is the SEC. I mean, you know, so you're not going to have a ton of these.
True.
Like, even that epic comeback that Ole Miss had that Mintz talks about every time I see him, LSU was up 9-1. So that wouldn't even came into play in that game.
No, yeah, it would
right?
not.
I mean, so it's not going to happen very often. The only negative for me is the fact, like Jay Johnson said, like, hey, I'm going to get this guy some at-bats. I'm going to get this guy some innings. I want to see if this guy can move from left field to second base and kind of experimenting a little bit because you still have innings to play.
It does add a little bit of fun intrigue to a seventh inning, though, doesn't it? Right? Like, let's say you're up 8, and you know you have the ability. Okay, let's just close this thing out, man. Like, if we can push 2 across, get out of the inning, then we get to all go home. Like, as a player, you'd be kind of pumped. You know what I'm saying?
That's fair.
Like maybe the young guy's gonna be upset he didn't get his opportunity, but if you're like an old salty vet, you're like, all right, boys, look. I'm trying to go out tonight. Okay, we gotta get this thing taken care of. We're right here. Let's just finish the fight and go home with a series dub. So I think this rule makes all sense.
Of course, like this year now that it's implemented, we're gonna see it happen like 17 times.
Well, yeah. Oof. Again, though, like you said, in the SEC, who is going to be beating up on who? That is.
Yeah. I like the SEC is absolutely stacked this year, at least on paper. We talked about it with Kendall Rogers on Monday, and I think was it 6 of the top 8 teams?
Yeah.
The only ones that broke in, Wake Forest and Stanford. So
yeah, wasn't Auburn like?
Arkansas was 8th in the country, 6th in the SEC.
Yes, that's what it was.
That's what his stat was.
And then Auburn's even below them, and Auburn's made 2 of the last 3 Omahas.
Yeah.
It's wild.
South Carolina's supposed to be kind of, sort of, maybe back a little bit.
Oh, yeah? That's what he told
Second
us.
most wins since 2000 in the SEC in baseball, South Carolina.
Even with the lean years here recently.
Yeah. LSU won, South Carolina too.
Damn. All right, well, let's talk to the head man of LSU baseball as the countdown clock continues. Talking to Jay Johnson next here on Off the Bench.
Off the Bench with Hester and T-Bob. In times of need, get a full list of phone numbers, websites, and other important emergency information on the Demco Stormwatch page at 1045ESPN.com.
We get it done with strength, commitment, dedication, grit.
We get it done with passion for our fans
and love for our community. We are the Tigers. Get it done.
Let the values of the purple and gold be in your starting lineup this season. And as always, get it done.
Follow us on Twitter at 1045ESPN to cast your vote in the Citizens Bank and Trust Poll of the Day. Vote daily inside Off the Bench, anytime. Hunt Palmer. And after further review, Citizens Bank and Trust brings you the Poll of the Day via Twitter at 1045ESPN.
Electricity is all around us, and our families depend on it. Every day is sparked by the power of a cold drink or a warm meal, a movie night, and a comforting light at the end of a dark hallway. From sunrise to sunset, playtime to bedtime, our team is ready to take care of your electrical needs. Even in the case of an after-hours emergency, the light in your life shines brighter with Mr. Electric.
Toyota in Opelousas is spreading the love this month with amazing deals. Get 3.99% financing on new 23 Highlanders, and as always, you'll never pay over MSRP. So come on down to Happy Town. That's Corvell Toyota in Opelousas, Happy Town, USA.
I've been doing business with Luba for 25 years. They're dependable, trustworthy. It's just the attention to detail with our clients.
Our folks have years and years of experience. They're highly trained professionals, but many companies have that asset. What I'd like to think makes Luba a bit different is that we use those talents in a way that truly is dedicated to serving the needs of the folks who depend on us.
Saturday, February 25th, 7 p.m. The Bulls Bands and Barrels Tour at the Lamar Dixon Expo Center. Presented by Jerry Lane Chevrolet. Edge of your seat excitement with bull riding, barrel racing, ultimate bullfighting with a live performance by Bailey Zimmerman.
Rock in a hard place.
Timothy Wayne, plus two-time PBR world champion Chris Shivers, and Brinson James, the entertainer. Tickets and information at bullsbandsandbarrels.com. Saturday, February 25th, Lamar Dixon Expo Center at 7 p.m. Presented by Jerry Lane Chevrolet, the #1 Chevrolet dealer in Louisiana.
Louisiana. It's a place defined by culture, by pride, by passion, by people who do more than love this place. They celebrate it, elevate it, champion it. They are the individuals who embody what makes Louisiana great. The companies that make Louisiana a better place to work and live. The nonprofits leading transformational change in our communities. Champions of Louisiana are all around us, and LWCC is proud to celebrate them because we've always been Louisiana loyal, supporting the workers, the innovators, the change agents of this great place we call home. Who are the champions around you? Together, we can share their stories. Together, we can help our home state thrive. Together, we are Louisiana loyal. Always.
There it is, the extra mile, on the border of expected and extraordinary, for those willing to go further, like vans customized for work or play, with safety and tech to keep you connected, supported by a 5-star sales service and finance.
Charles Hanniger join us for the Thursday edition of Hanny Time. We'll take a look back at LSU and Mississippi State, plus Ali Cosell from the Bird Rights joins us at the NBA trade deadline. Hanny Time, 104.5 ESPN Baton Rouge.
All-Star Toyota presents Off the Bench with Hester and T-Bob. ESPN Baton Rouge, New Orleans, Alexandria, and 1130 The Tiger.
Yo, what's going on, y'all? Welcome back to OTB. 8 days, 9 hours, 57 minutes, and 10 seconds till this very exciting LSU 2023 baseball season kicks off. And let's talk to the architect, the man who has created this behemoth that is gaining all this hype, Coach Jay Johnson. Coach, what's going on, man? Thank you for coming on this morning.
How you guys doing? Good to talk to you again.
We're doing great, Coach, because, again, in 8 days, 9 hours, 56 minutes, and 46 seconds, the new LSU baseball season starts, and it is going to be fantastic. At least it certainly feels that way. What's the vibe around the team right now? Is starting to chomp at the bit a bit?
Yeah, you throw that clock on me like that. I don't know if I have enough time to talk to you guys, but we're getting there. These players have been great in their focus, and I think really work on managing their focus and very human nature to want to just get to the game and opening night, and our players are certainly excited about that. But got to give them credit; they're focusing every day on improvement on a daily basis, and it's been a good prep for the season so far.
Well, it's funny. Okay, so again, I know that you're busy like 24/7, recruiting, scouting, coaching, et cetera, developing. When you say that clock makes you feel like you don't have enough time, what are the major action items left? Like at this point in the game, what are the main things you're looking to do over this next week before the season kicks off?
Yeah, I think this next weekend coming up will kind of simulate next weekend series exactly as is, like pregame BP. Stop the clock, sit down while the other team takes BP, take an actual infield, outfield. We'll have our game personnel staff in here all weekend running the scoreboard, running the walk-up music, all of those types of things to try to get some type of feel like it's a real game. And, work on some different combinations against left-handed pitchers, right-handed pitchers, mixing guys in, those types of things, and really just try to stimulate next weekend as best we can this weekend. We kind of call it a game zero weekend is what we call it. And hopefully that'll help us be better prepared when the Bulls start flying next week.
Coach, how many decisions do you have to make as far as lineup and rotation and bullpen? Like, how close are you? Because I know it's going to change throughout the season, but how close are you to having a good feel of how you're going to at least open the season?
Yeah, I think that's a good point. It's a starting point is what it is. It's definitely not a finishing point. I think when you have a good roster, you don't want to close yourself in or close yourself off to what your best team is. And so, the lineup is kind of day to day. I do feel like I have a lot more clarity today than I did maybe like 10 days ago based on some things that I've seen, at least in terms of how we're going to start out. I think there's a good core of probably 5 players that will probably start out as everyday players, and then the other 4 spots will be kind of mix and match type deal. Paul Skeens obviously is going to pitch opening night. We feel good about that. And then there's really 5 other guys. And so with Paul, a total of 6 that we believe can start. And, we got a tournament weeks 2 and week 3. So some of that will be based on matching up and those types of things. I think I have a good core of who our 9 top arms are. And so I feel pretty good about it. But we still got some work to do. And some of that work will be based on the team that we play, the day that it is, who's hot, who's not, matchup type of day, defense versus offense. So it'll sort out all the way through the year. And I think that's really important that we don't close ourselves off to the good options that we have. And so we'll look at it at every day and make the right decisions for the team to win.
Yeah, and if you want to go get a good first look at this number 1 ranked baseball team, Friday at 5, Saturday at 1:30, and Sunday at 12:30. There will be scrimmages that are free and open to the public. The gates open 15 minutes before those times. Again, 5 on Friday, 1:30 Saturday, 12:30 Sunday. There will be a free autograph session after the Sunday scrimmage as well if you want to bring the kids out. And a great little way to spend the day before you go and watch the Super Bowl for sure. Coach, we talked to Kendall Rogers the other day about this team, and I think he came out I think it was a fall ball that he came out to. And one of the things that he said he was struck by was despite the fact that there are so many great players on this roster, right? So much potential ego on this roster that there was an impressive amount of buy-in and focus and leadership. And like people seem to be going about their business the correct way. And there seemed to be a competitive and hungry atmosphere, despite all the success that a lot of these guys have had. I guess, have you seen that? Like, has there been problems managing all of these great personalities and getting them to kind of give up themselves for the greater good of the team?
I think it's just like baseball improvement. You have to be intentional about it. I think a lot of coaches will talk about culture. I don't like to talk about it a whole lot. I like to do it and say, these are the things that we need to do. And what this team needs to do is have a strong mindset, no complacency, no discouragement over failure or adversity, because that's coming. We play a hellacious schedule. Like, we're going to have to respond to adversity well.
Yeah.
The next thing we talked about is being selfless. And, what I did to give them an example was I pointed to the national championship teams that LSU has had. And there's been older players who started the year before who had gotten replaced by a more talented player on like another championship team. And they seem to handle that very, very well. There's young players that had to wait their turn, and they seem to handle that very well. So if you want to achieve something great, there's no way we can accomplish that if we don't place the needs of the team above our own. And that's like to a man. So we've been working hard at that, being intentional. We have better player leadership than most teams that I've coached. A lot of credit to Dylan Cruz, a lot of credit to Paul Skeens. Those guys are kind of the ones taking the bull by the horns on that. And those guys are so solid in every way that they command the respect of their teammates. And if they say, hey, this is how we're going to do things around here, really makes it a powerful example for players to follow.
Coach, we always talk about it on the football side of things with the transfer portal. You bring in new bodies. How's the chemistry going to work? You learn to learn behavior at the school you were at before. Then you come into a new situation. Obviously, you brought in a lot of talent through the transfer portal to your team this year. How's that transaction like? How has the transition been for that to bring in those new players and kind of interact with the players that were already here?
Well, I think the way I look at it is the returning players were recruited to come back as well, or asked to come back. Like there's a lot of guys that were here that aren't here anymore, and that's by design. That's not by default. And with that being said, the guys that are here were chosen based on their ability and their character, and character is a very foundational part of how we're building the program. And so those guys know the expectations, and now it's kind of like all that they know. And then you look at the new players, we provide something for them that they were looking for. A lot of it has to do with development. You know, Paul Skeens has a chance to pitch with Wes Johnson as his pitching coach. You know, Tommy White has a chance to develop as a third baseman or infielder and play in one of, or next to, a couple of the better offensive players in college baseball. Thatcher Hurd, same thing as Paul Skeens. Christian Little, same thing. So Ben DePaul, you know, we needed an infield help, you know, so we were able to provide those guys something they were looking for. And if I didn't believe they passed the character test that we kind of put them through, or kind of our evaluation of that, and wouldn't fit into the team dynamic, we wouldn't have brought them here. So, you know, we haven't faced any adversity yet, and that's where these questions you guys are asking me will get tested. But I think for today, we're in a good place.
Talking to LSU head baseball coach Jay Johnson, who has put together just an unreal roster heading into this baseball season. What it's resulted in, Coach, is every preseason poll basically having y'all number one in the country. Like an incredibly competitive SEC, right? Where, what would you say, Jake? Arkansas is 8th in the country and 6th in the SEC?
In preseason polls, yeah. 6 of the top 8 teams.
I mean, it's wild. And in a way, it's very validating. It's a huge, commendation on what you've done on the recruiting trail, Coach. But how do you handle the expectations? And not just like fan expectations, but player expectations. The fact that other teams are going to put that target on your back. How do you approach that with your team?
I think you just run right towards it, I think, and you start throwing punches, and not literally throwing punches, but you guys know what I mean. You guys know what I mean.
Don't be scared. Don't shy away from it. Acknowledge it and let's just do it.
Yeah, I think regardless of what you're ranked, I mean, we're in the one baseball league in the country. Like, if there's any fear, any, anxiety, any of these types of things, or any hesitation, you're going to get your lunch handed to you. And I was looking at it, I think 12 of our 30 league games are against teams ranked in the top 7. So it's I mean, it doesn't really matter. So we got to focus. We got to focus on the play. I think the number one thing's great for building the program. I want to be here for a long time, and it's definitely helped us continue to, attract really good players in future recruiting classes. I think we can use it as an advantage. If we take care of our fundamentals, our competitiveness, our attention to detail, those types of things, you can remind teams that we're very talented, and you can create a mental advantage that way too. So that's on our players to show up ready to play, and on our staff to help get them ready to play, and then focus on the play itself. And I don't think any of us have any. Nobody's going into this thing just hey, this is going to be given to us. We respect what it takes to win. We celebrate winning around here because winning's not easy, regardless of your ranking. And we're going to do the things that we need to do to get as many of those outcomes as we can.
Coach, last year you joined us every single week here, and you were incredibly transparent, which we appreciated. And so I'm going to ask you this question, knowing you probably have a good answer for it. What's better this year compared to last year? Because last year, I think you played above expectations. But what going into this year, as far as a position, do you feel much more confident heading into the season than when you ended last season?
Yeah, I think the first one is we're going to have pitchers that can get through the lineup 2 or even 3 times.
Yeah.
So it can simplify some of those bullpen decisions. I think just the sheer depth of pitchers that have a chance to pitch in a major league someday is far greater. And again, I say that with great respect for how our guys pitched and navigated kind of an unusual plan that we put in front of them last year. It's just there's more talent on the mound. I think the defense will be dramatically improved. Jordan Thompson has worked his tail end off, and I think he's going to be one of the best defensive shortstops in college baseball this year. And I say that with zero hesitation. I just think the defense as a whole, I think the catching position from a defensive standpoint will be better. Offensively right now, to be honest with you, it's kind of hard to tell because our pitching is so much better that they're getting their rear end handed to them a little bit. And, so we're going to have to take tough at bats. I think we're going to have to be mentally strong to beat, some of the good pitching that we're going to face offensively. But there's certainly power there. Obviously Dylan's the best player in the country. Tommy White, Trey Morgan's got 1 billion at bats under his belt. And then there's just some versatility with, left-handed hitting, right-handed hitting. Like, we're going to be able to mix and match and hopefully slot some guys for some success on offense and go from there.
Coach, there was a story, and correct me if I have this wrong, that I think it was last week maybe, that you had a moment in the dugout after you had 6 straight strikeouts from your hitters, and you kind of went in there and kind of stopped the practice and had a word with them. Is that one factual and maybe kind of what you said to the team?
Well, it's actually not true. It was 9 strikeouts in a row.
Damn.
Yeah, no, I took advantage of a little bit of an opportunity there because, I want to say it was Chase Shores and then Bryce Collins, came out, and we literally went 9 up and 9 down with 9 strikeouts. And some of these pitches, if you were watching it, you're going like, man, these are pitches I watch on MLB Network, when they're talking about a guy punching out, guy after guy after guy, and like an outing where he goes 7 innings, 3 hits, 10 Ks and 1 run type thing.
Damn.
So the pitching was at very high level. I thought we had lost our focus a little bit. This was like using it as an example of like, hey, Friday night in the SEC, we can't afford to keep forcing our pitcher to go out there and throw up zeros, and we certainly can't do it if we're up and down in like a minute and a half.
Yeah.
That's not okay. And so it was good. Led into a good couple days of practice on Monday and Tuesday, and all of a sudden we started scoring some runs after that. I was like, I'd prefer not to yell at you, but I'm going to if it gets you to not swing a ball.
Yeah. Never let a good tragedy go to waste, dude, right?
That's right.
You had to
never waste a failure.
Yes,
That's
exactly.
Right.
There you go. LSU head baseball coach Jay Johnson. Again, if you want to check out the team this weekend, they'll be at the box all weekend long for some scrimmages. 5 p.m. Friday, 1:30 Saturday, 12:30 Sunday. Open to the public. Opens up 15 minutes before first pitch. And on Sunday, autographs after the game. Bring the kids. Coach Johnson, thank you so much, man.
All right, guys. Have a great day.
You have a great day as well. And we'll all have a great day in 8 days, 9 hours, 45 minutes, and 53 seconds.
He's one of my favorite people to catch up with because he's going to be transparent. There's not a lot of hiding from it. You don't get a lot of coach speak. It's like, hey, here's the situation. Here's what we got to do. Here's who needs to improve. Here's who has improved. Here's who's going to be in the lineup. Here's who's not going to be in the lineup. And here's why. I love that about him. And I think it's exactly what LSU needed last year. They played above expectations. I know they didn't get to Omaha, which is like the bare minimum goal. I mean, he'll tell you that. They have Omaha written as big as you can in their team meeting room.
Oh, do they really?
But they did have a year that we weren't expecting. They won some games we didn't think they would win. And now here's all the expectations. And it takes the right mentality from a head coach not to run from those. You don't try to hide everything. No, hey, here's what they think about you. Go prove them right.
I agree. And we'll continue to break it down next here on Off the Bench.
Off the Bench with Hester and T-Bob. Our listeners fire off their opinions on the jimsfirearms.net hotline at 499-1045. Keep listening for your next chance to shoot us your thoughts with the jimsfirearms.net hotline on 104.5 ESPN Baton Rouge.
Bayou Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram has $10,000 off new 2022 Ram 1500s. 2022 Ram 1500 trucks on our lot now with $10,000 off MSRP. All new Bayou vehicles come with a 1 million mile warranty. If you need sales or service, the crew at Bayou is going to do right by you.
Hi, I'm Brandon Landry, founder and CEO of Walker.
Hi, my name is Dr. Craig Green. This is Ryan Terrio with HUDCORoofing.com.
Hey, it's Matt Moscona. No matter how big your commercial roofing job,
Hudco can help.
My patients come to me because they trust that I can get the job done at a high level. Ryan Terrio and Richard Tilley have the same level of trust when it comes to roofing.
If you have a roofing issue, call Hudco Roofing.
Give us a call, 364-1007, and we'll come to your house and give you a free inspection.
I had to leave my parents. I had to move schools. I don't know anyone here. Everything keeps changing. Why is this happening to me? I'm sure glad you're here.
Change a child's story. There's a child in foster care waiting for a volunteer like you.
There it is, the extra mile, on the border of expected and extraordinary, for those willing to go further, like vans customized for work or play, with safety and tech to keep you connected, supported by a 5-star sales, service, and finance team, and backed by the 1-star you know. So go the extra mile. It's never crowded, because so few have what it takes to go there. Mercedes-Benz Vans.
Saturday, February 25th, 7 p.m. The Bulls Bands and Barrels Tour at the Lamar Dixon Expo Center. Presented by Jerry Lane Chevrolet. Edge of your seat excitement with bull riding, barrel racing, ultimate bullfighting. With a live performance by Bailey Zimmerman. With Timothy Wayne. Plus two-time PBR world champion Chris Shivers. And Brinson James, the entertainer. Tickets and information at bullsbandsandbarrels.com. Saturday, February 25th. Lamar Dixon Expo Center at 7 p.m. Presented by Jerry Lane Chevrolet. The #1 Chevrolet dealer in Louisiana.
Louisiana. It's a place defined by culture, by pride, by passion, by people who do more than love this place. They celebrate it, elevate it, champion it. They are the individuals who embody what makes Louisiana great. The companies that make Louisiana a better place to work and live. The nonprofits leading transformational change in our communities. Champions of Louisiana are all around us, and LWCC is proud to celebrate them because we've always been Louisiana loyal, supporting the workers, the innovators, the change agents of this great place we call home. Who are the champions around you? Together, we can share their stories. Together, we can help our home state thrive. Together, we are Louisiana loyal. Always.
I've been doing business with Luba for 25 years. They're dependable, trustworthy. It's just the attention to detail with our clients.
Our folks have years and years of experience. They're highly trained professionals, but many companies have that asset.
Hey, it's on. Join me Thursday for the Hunt Palmer Show, 1 to 3. Joe Healy from D1 Baseball talking SEC baseball will react to LSU and Mississippi State on the hardwood. Hunt Palmer Show, 1 to 3 on Thursday, 104.5 ESPN, Baton Rouge.
All-Star Toyota presents Off the Bench with Hester and T-Bob. ESPN Baton Rouge, New Orleans, Alexandria, and 1130 The Tiger.
What's up, y'all? Welcome back to OTB. We're going to be very short here. I know, and I apologize. It's not great, but, I mean, you know. I want, you gotta coach on. You gotta go look in the time with Coach Shea Johnson. By the way, Danny, clip. I should have told you this off there in the break. Clip the bit, the second to last question that Jake asked, where he's going to the team and he talks about. I mean, that was a statement. He said Jordan Thompson is going to be one of the best defensive shortstops in the nation, and he said it with his chest fully out,
with no
balls
hesitation
on the table. Yeah, he was like, and let's be clear. I ain't just saying this. Like, I believe this. And this is a guy who wasn't just okay, but, like, who was actively bad last year. My question is, I know he's put in the work. I know he has the ability. how will he process that first misstep? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like if he comes out there and misfires like one of the first 5 balls that he fields or something, like can he just flush it and move on?
Right, and like there's times when you can go back in his freshman year and he played a good shortstop.
Yeah.
I mean, he's got the arm talent. There's without question. He might have the strongest arm on the team. The fundamentals were something that escaped him, and it sounds like he's worked incredibly hard. I don't know. Maybe they brought Ron Washington from the Braves and worked with. I don't know. I mean, you can find a way to get better at it. I mean, there's a skill set there. It's attention to detail. It's all the small little things to play that position, and a lot of it is mental. To your point.
So we'll see, man. Clip that there, Danny, and put that up for sure. Okay, coming up next, we're going to start with Big Deal or No Big Deal. Then we got Munchies. It's going to be a fun hour. Keep it locked on Off the Bench.
Off the Bench with Hester and T-Bob.
Keep it locked on Patient Plus Urgent Care for all of your urgent care needs. If you're feeling sick, okay, and you need to feel better immediately, you want to go into Patient Plus Urgent Care. There are tons of locations. I mean, they're growing so rapidly. And again, it's because once you go there, you're going to be like, oh, I'm going to keep going there. The digital profile makes it so easy. Of course, you're getting the actual like medical help you need. They have great doctors, nurses, everybody. And again, if you're a business owner listening to Off the Bench, as I know many successful business owners do, because where else could you get such incredibly invigorating content every morning? You can get all your occupational medicine needs taken care of and under one roof, and really to a top-notch degree. Go check out the Mid-City location of Patient Plus Urgent Care. PatientPlusUC.com.
You can book that appointment online. Also, walk-ins are always welcome. Go ahead and go fill out the forms, though, if you want to. PatientPlusUC.com. Get in and get better.
The best kept secret in town is out. Discover Tallulah at the Renaissance Hotel on Bluebonnet.
There it is, the extra mile, on the border of expected and extraordinary, for those willing to go further, like vans customized for work or play, with safety and tech to keep you connected, supported by a 5-star sales, service, and finance team, and backed by the 1-star you know. So go the extra mile. It's never crowded, because so few have what it takes to go there. Mercedes-Benz Vans.
Hi, I'm Brandon Landry, founder and CEO of Walker.
Hi, my name is Dr. Craig Green.
This is Ryan Terrio with HUDCORoofing.com.
Hey, it's Matt Moscona. No matter how big your commercial roofing job, HUDCO can help.
My patients come to me because they trust that I can get the job done at a high level. Ryan Terrio and Richard Tilley have the same level of trust when it comes to roofing.
If you have a roofing issue, call HUDCO Roofing.
Give us a call, 364-1007, and we'll come to your house and give you a free inspection.
I had to leave my parents. I had to move schools. I don't know anyone here. Everything keeps changing. Why is this happening to me? I'm sure glad you're here.
Change a child's story. There's a child in foster care waiting for a volunteer like you.
Saturday, February 25th, 7 p.m. The Bulls Bands and Barrels Tour at the Lamar Dixon Expo Center. Presented by Jerry Lane Chevrolet. Edge of your seat excitement with bull riding, barrel racing, ultimate bullfighting, with a live performance by Bailey Zimmerman. With Timothy Wayne, plus two-time PBR world champion Chris Shivers, and Brinson James, the entertainer. Tickets and information at bullsbandsandbarrels.com. Saturday, February 25th, Lamar Dixon Expo Center at 7 p.m. Presented by Jerry Lane Chevrolet, the #1 Chevrolet dealer in Louisiana.
I've been doing business with Luba for 25 years. They're dependable, trustworthy. It's just the attention to detail with our clients.
Our folks have years and years of experience. They're highly trained professionals, but many companies have that asset. What I'd like to think makes Luba a bit different is that we use those talents in a way that truly is dedicated to serving the needs of the folks who depend on us.
Moon Griffon is back. The voice of Louisiana politics makes his return to Baton Rouge. Catch the Moon Griffon Show weekdays from 9 to 11 a.m. on Talk 107.3.
Good morning, everybody. It is 9 a.m. on Thursday, February 9th. Your government taco forecast in Baton Rouge. Expect clear skies with a high of 70. Coming up on OTB, we have a new edition of Big Deal or No Big Deal coming up next. And we talk to Chef Michael Johnson at 9:15 for a new edition of Munchies. You can follow today's show on Twitter, Instagram, and TikTok at OTB_ESPN, or catch us on YouTube at the 104.5 ESPN channel and subscribe for daily content. OTBOT, live from the Mercedes-Benz of Baton Rouge studios, starts now.
All-Star Toyota presents Off the Bench with Jacob Hester and T-Bob Hebert.
Yeah.
Off the Bench with Hester and T-Bob.
Hey, they said I got to come off the bench.
All-Star Toyota presents Off the Bench with Hester and T-Bob. Yo, yo, yo.
Yo, what up, y'all? Welcome back to OTB. We didn't talk about the Dilfer take on here, did we? Maybe we'll get there a bit later in the show.
Briefly yesterday, but not really.
Yeah, but we didn't really get to dive into it. Well, I don't know. Do y'all always think it's worth diving into? I mean, it was during a documentary about the Ravens defense, right? So he was being a bit hyperbolic, but he's kind of playing to the crowd there. We'll see. We'll talk about it a bit later on. Hour number 3 of OTB, the plan for this hour. If you're watching on YouTube, hit the like button, please. I want to get back to getting 100 likes a day. We're at 53 right now. If we could juice that up, that'd be awesome, man. Do it. If you don't, I mean, then do you really care that it's my birthday? I mean, that's all I asked for. It was 100 likes for my birthday, which is today.
Explain what the likes do.
It triggers the algorithm to put it onto more people's feeds if they think it'd be content they're interested in, because, and especially if you have like, okay, so we have like 270 watching right now, right? You get to 100 likes. It's a very high percentage of the people watching that hit the like button, which is rare for YouTube videos. So it causes a little natural algorithmic growth there. I think ideally, but yeah, we'll see. All right. So again, big deal, no big deal right now. Munchies coming up. I have Chef Michael Johnson. So you can start to get your questions in the chat here in a few minutes. And right now, let's do a little big deal or no big deal.
Big deal. Ain't no big deal. Big deal. No big deal. Big deal. No big deal. No big deal. No big deal. And it is a big deal.
All right. Thanks for the birthday wishes, chat. Very, very kind.
Mid-30s.
Mid-30s, baby. Never looked better.
What's going to be the 34? I mean, last year was your Jesus year.
That's what I'm saying.
What's 34 going to be? Like
Nothing.
37, Steve Gleason year.
Okay.
I don't really know a good 38. Maybe we'll get there.
Steven Jan has 39.
39. Ooh, 39's an ugly number. Ooh.
Yeah.
It might be worse than 37.
Well, but 13 times 3 is 39.
Okay.
And I do like that.
That's why.
Because at least it's divisible, right? 37 is not. I think it's a prime number. I'm pretty sure. Am I right here, boys?
All right. Yeah.
I'm not good at math, bro.
13 times 3, I just like it. I don't know. It just it's always felt good to me.
All right, 3 Dan Marinos, 39.
Yeah, hell yeah, there you go. Or Dan Marino. What are 2 other good 13s?
Tim Rattay.
Okay, not where I was expecting that to go.
No, didn't go Tim Rattay, Mike Thomas.
Okay, there you go.
Dan Marino, Tim Rattay, Mike Thomas.
What a group. You are the company you keep. And I don't know what the hell that group means, if that's the company you keep. That's a very eclectic group.
All Saints killers.
Okay, Mario. You're back in my good graces now. After saying you were going to bang my mom. Big deal or no big deal?
Whoa, he did not say that.
Yes, he did. Yes, he did.
No, he just had a simple like your mom joke.
Yeah. Wow. In the context of he was going to bang my mom. Big deal or no big deal? Danny, look at the link in there, in that part. It's the LeBron picture from when he's breaking the record. And there's a tweet lamenting the fact that all these people paid all this real-life money to watch this moment in real life, only then to get out their cell phone and watch the actual moment through a screen. So if you're watching online right now, we're looking at a picture of the shot in which LeBron becomes the NBA's all-time leading scorer, and about 85% of the people in their picture have a cell phone out and are filming it instead of watching it. Big deal or no big deal?
I think big deal. I don't know that you're going to remember the moment like you probably should with recording it. And I understand. I know that's the age that we live in. But look at Phil Knight right there. in the bottom row. He's taking in the moment.
Yep.
And I think you'll remember that moment more from watching it than taking a cell phone video. And remember, you can always go back and find 1,000 cell phone videos that would have looked just the same as yours did.
Yeah.
And you can say, yes, this is when I was there. I mean, you could take Bronny's, who's sitting next to Phil Knight.
Yeah, it's not a big deal because it's where the world has always been headed, right? I mean, we are in the Black Mirror future when it comes to sort of stuff. And it's what Bo Burnham talked about in his Make Happy stand-up special like 5 or 6 years ago, where he talked about, everybody's got to kind of be the star of their own show, and that's what everybody wants, right? They want it to be on their story that they were there. But yes, I feel you. I too kind of see this and do cringe a little bit because I agree with everything you said. There's just more value to actually watching it with your eyeballs and really being present and being in the moment than already future thinking about what the post is going to be.
I'll give you an example. So LSU Alabama this year, I sat with my oldest son, Jackson, one of the best memories that I've had in my life. We watched the last play. We had our arm around each other watching the last play. We see LSU score, and we celebrated together, and we jumped around. We high-fived people we didn't know. And then after the game, people rush the field. We turn around. We take a great picture to have a memory. But in the moment, we watched the moment, we celebrated the moment, and we still had the picture.
I mean,
Me and my mom had a similar moment recently when the Pelicans drafted Zion. Y'all remember they had the big party by whatever square is called. And I remember when they drafted him, it was like, whoa, what a moment. Like, this franchise was in such a bad place. Somehow they're getting Zion. And I was taken in the moment, but I'll never forget looking up and literally seeing everybody's phone out. Like, this could be a historic moment, man. I'm glad at least me and my mom enjoyed it.
Yeah, well, it's funny because me and your mom enjoyed a moment as well, only we did film it.
Walked right into that one.
Yeah, you did.
My God.
You left the door wide open. Danny, even you as the little cameraman, he's been making my mom jokes as well all morning. Well, I'm not going to show respect.
So much tension.
Respect is a two-way street.
Oh man, what a weird thing.
But like you love video production, you love cameras, and even you were a bit taken aback by this photo, were you not?
Yeah. When they show the picture of the Michael Jordan's last shot with the Bulls, nobody in the stands has camera for that.
Yeah.
This is like complete opposite. Everybody does.
I know. It kind of sucks.
On me?
Yeah, go ahead.
All right, big deal or no big deal. The European Super League launches a new proposal and eyes 80 teams to be in their tournament. So remember, the European Super League is when they had every major European club try to make their own league. Well, you had a couple of teams, Barcelona, Real Madrid, Juventus. They actually never went away from it. Now, other clubs, they did. Liverpool, Man City, Chelsea, Tottenham, United, Arsenal, AC Milan, all those teams, they pulled out. Well, these three teams didn't, and now they're trying to bring it back and try to create some new juice for it. So, big deal or no big deal?
I mean, it's tough to answer because it's a massive deal if it gets done, but like it still feels like there's just too much to overcome to get done. But then, I mean, hell, we live in the era of live golf, so I'm gonna okay. Then I know how I'll answer. I'll say no big deal until it actually happens. Like until it's actually pushed across the finish line, no big deal. It is kind of interesting.
The first proposal only lasted 48 hours because of fan, government, and player pushback. So I'll say no big deal until it happens.
What T-Bob said, but I think it's a big deal because I could totally see it coming to fruition, and that's pretty significant.
Feels like it's as real as it's probably ever been, to your point.
Today, yes.
Big deal.
Great take.
Great take, Danny.
Mar, you going?
So Michael Thomas liked a Photoshop picture of Derek Carr in a Saints uniform. Yes. I assume this is Carr's brother, Darren Carr. Posted a picture of Derek Carr photoshopped in the Saints gear, and he said, "Life's a movie." Michael Thomas liked the picture. Big deal or no big deal, Mike Thomas might want to play with Derek Carr.
Look, keep your third eye open, okay? This is all subtle advertising for home team 2. That's what he's talking about with Life's a Movie. It's going to be about Dennis Allen getting the band back together, the 3 and 13 band back together. No, this is no big deal because Michael Thomas is cut. Right? Like, that's all that move that they just made, restructuring his contract and everything and giving him the extra $1 million was to lower cap hits in the future. Like, no, I don't think Michael Thomas is in the plans whether or not Derek Carr comes.
You would think, but I always think a certain thing's going to happen with Michael Thomas for a football season. That thing doesn't happen. So
That's a good point. That's a good point. He does constantly subvert expectations. He's like but it's kind of like in a way that you don't want. He's kind of like the final season of Game of Thrones.
And for what it's worth, like you messed with me about being hard on Mike Thomas, and I was really critical of him when he didn't have the surgery on time. Like I thought that was really detrimental to the Saints season.
It was really dumb.
But I don't think he's a bad guy or anything like that. His body's just broken down, like injury after injury. It's unfortunate.
He was a first ballot Hall of Fame career completely derailed, and now who knows where he ends up. What do you think, Jake? Big deal or no big deal? Him liking the tweet?
I mean, I guess no big deal. I mean, how many times we like something on Twitter and it's just because like you're out of habit. I mean, you see Derek Carr in a Saints uniform, sure, let me like it. I don't.
I am that goofy meme though. That I'll freaking do it again. Like if you tell me Michael Thomas is coming back this year with Derek Carr, I'm fully on board that they're going to dominate the NFL. No matter all of the evidence to the contrary, I still always think that that Michael Thomas is going to be like the best wide receiver in the NFL.
I mean, that Falcons game to start the season, he was amazing.
It was so good, dude. He was so good. It was so tight. Back shoulder. Jameis to Michael. What the hell happened? And the only Jameis to Michael Thomas action we got all year long.
And I believe Cat Terrell just wrote a piece about Mike mentoring Chris Olave throughout his rookie season.
Yeah, good.
So there is some good Mike Thomas stuff out there.
Yeah, the Ohio State boys got to stick together, Mike. Dan, you got anything?
No, I did, but there's been some recent news that.
Damn news.
I was gonna do Leonardo DiCaprio with his 19-year-old girlfriend.
Yeah, he's like what? He's like 48 or something.
Yeah.
With a 19-year-old. Wait, so what's the reason?
It was confirmed that they're not dating.
Oh, well, just
friends with benefits, I guess.
I was about to say doing the other thing that you do when you're dating but not dating.
Yeah.
I mean,
hold hands.
It's. I get why people are a bit weirded out by it. I wonder how many people, if they were in the same situation, would do the same thing, like on both sides of the equation, right? If you were young 19-year-old women and Leonardo DiCaprio wanted to hook up with you, would you do it? And if you were Leonardo DiCaprio, would you want to hook up with a young 19-year-old woman? Like, I think we can all sit here and laugh about it, but I do think that more people would be open to it than would probably like to admit on both sides. Like, I would definitely understand being that young girl and being, like, enamored by freaking Leonardo DiCaprio, and he's probably showering you with gifts and everything.
But from his point of view, it's just like, you're Leonardo DiCaprio. Like, date somebody your age.
Why?
Because it's creepy. I'm sorry, from the outside looking in.
Yeah, but he doesn't want to.
It's legal. Yeah, okay. His right. Just saying. If I was him, I'd probably.
He doesn't look 19.
I mean, no, I feel you, Mark. It is odd, but I am getting a little bit of you're like the South Park episode with Tiger Woods, where everybody's like, kind of, they're all admonishing Tiger on like public forums, like, how dare this person who's a superstar that everybody wants to sleep with have sex with multiple attractive women, and they're like side eyeing their wife the entire time. Like, I would love to see what Mario Jerez would actually do in that situation. If you would really be like, no, this is too creepy for me. Maybe you would. I mean, I find it very hard to talk to somebody that's like 10 years younger than me. I can't fathom talking to somebody that's that girl's 19. She's actually not. I don't think that's a very good picture. I don't know. Leo looks great though. Damn. 48. Is he a chain gang guy? Am I seeing a chain on a black t-shirt there,
You're the
boys?
only one that doesn't wear a chain.
Damn, dude.
I think you really need to have a conversation.
But isn't Leo also like the ultimate F-boy, though?
No. Leo?
I mean, he looks pretty F-boy in that picture.
I don't think so.
Big deal or no big deal? Most birthdays after 30. Like, sure, 40's kind of a big deal. Yeah, no big deal.
I think after, in your 20s, like, that's really the last
I don't know.
one.
You were still throwing down, though, late 20s. I guess you already had kids, though. We were still, like, throwing down late 20s into 30. And
you can still have a good time. I mean, Katie just had a birthday party last year, and you and I
it was super fun.
Enjoyed the dance floor.
It was super fun.
You can still do it, but, like, I almost mean, like, from the standpoint of, like, making it, like, this huge deal where this is my day. Like, no, it's not. Like, dude, you're 37. Like, go about your day. Like, if you have a party, that's great. Let's have some fun. Let's have some dinner. It's like, you're 37. But I'm weird, though. Like, Christmas gifts. Like, I think it's weird that I still get Christmas gifts from my mom. Like, I tell her all the time, like, Mom, you don't have to. She's like, I want to. You're my child. I'm going to get you something.
Yeah, hell yeah.
I'm like, Mom, I'm old.
So what you're saying here, my upcoming birthday, my 29th, I should just go hard as hell since it's my last birthday before my 30th.
No. 30 is a big one, too.
Yeah.
But then you only get the milestones. Then 40 is going to matter, nothing in between.
There's not an element of, oh, man.
50 is going to matter, nothing in between.
There's not an element of, oh, man, I'm turning 30.
I think 30 you have a banger of a party at 30. I think 40 is like a vacation type age. I think when you turn 40, it's like, hey, let me get me and maybe like 7 of my closest friends and spouse, like, and we're gonna go do something. Like 40 feels like that's the birthday. So like there's milestones and you kind of handle it differently, I think. Like, 34, what are you gonna do today? You're gonna drink some sake, go do some snaps, and go to bed early.
Yeah. I'm gonna get tacos. I was thinking about maybe doing like a little Top Golf, maybe. I'm not sure. That'll be it. Coming up next, Munchies. Chef Michael Johnson.
Oh, I did have one more. Can I do it?
What you got? Go.
Lance Guidry is expected to leave Tulane to become the Miami Hurricanes defensive coordinator after Kevin Steele leaves Miami to go be the Alabama defensive coordinator. Now, the thing about it is Lance Guidry signed with Tulane to be their defensive coordinator about a month ago. So he doesn't coach a game, doesn't coach a practice, and now Tulane is owed $500,000 in buyout money for Lance Guidry going to Miami.
Miami loves to spend money. I mean, it's no big deal because I think Mario Cristofraud will ruin everything that comes his way down there in South Beach. But that does suck for Tulane, right?
It does, but it's also like
it is nice to get a little
$500,000.
Yeah. No, it's nice to get a little financial bonus, but now you got to go into a market that's already been settled and try to either wrest a DC away from somebody else. It's just definitely a little.
Guidry obviously is a name that a lot of people in Louisiana are going to be very familiar with. He spent time as a high school coach, Leesville, Wampus Cats. Shout out Kevin Mawai, Cecil Collins, and others. Karen Crow. Then he goes to McNeese, and then he comes back to the high school ranks at Karen Crow. Then he leaves to go to Miami of Ohio, Western Kentucky, comes back as a defensive coordinator for McNeese, the head coach for McNeese, defensive coordinator at Southeastern. Then he's coaching safeties at Florida Atlantic before he goes to Miami as a defense coordinator Marshall in 2021 and 22. Remember, they had a really good defense last year. Now he's at Miami, and he's from Welsh, Louisiana, so a lot of Louisiana ties. Of course, his last name's Guidry. No surprise that he's got Louisiana ties, but
big deal for Lance Guidry. That's a hell of a path to end up as Miami DC. Begrudgingly, I hope Miami's good on defense just for Lance Guidry.
2007, so 15 years ago, he was coaching Karen Crow, and now he's a Miami Hurricanes defense coordinator. So.
Damn, work out, dude. All right, that'll do it for Big Deal, No Big Deal. Coming up next, let's do some Munchies with Chef Michael Johnson. Keep it locked.
OTB, OT.
Go to centralplumbing.org. Centralplumbing.org, 925-8552. You already know. If you overstink it, don't overthink it. Just call Central Plumbing. Okay? Doesn't matter if you're talking residential, you got an old house, a new house. They've been at 50 years. They've seen it all over that half century. If it's commercial, right? You're a business owner. You got an office, something like that you need your plumbing needs met. They have the insurance, paperwork, personnel. They take care of it all. It's not just, however, fixes, though, 24/7 emergency service and flat rate pricing and all that, and the warranty coverage. That all makes it great. But it's not just fixes, Jake. You can also upgrade. Can't you?
You can. You can do it at your home or your business. As you see on the homepage, they're ready for any job. They got the fleet available and ready to go, and they can do whatever you need. If you want a new shower, new vanity, whatever it is, they got you covered. Also, if you want to upgrade and go tankless with a tankless water heater, I say it every day because I can't encourage it enough. It is the best thing that we have at our home, centralplumbing.org.
In times of need, get a full list of phone numbers, websites, and other important emergency information on the Demco Stormwatch page at 1045ESPN.com.
There it is, the extra mile, on the border of expected and extraordinary. For those willing to go further, like vans customized for work or play, with safety and tech to keep you connected. Supported by a 5-star sales, service, and finance team, and backed by the 1-star you know. So go the extra mile. It's never crowded, because so few have what it takes to go there. Mercedes-Benz Vans.
Louisiana. It's a place defined by culture, by pride, by passion, by people who do more than love this place. They celebrate it, elevate it, champion it. They are the individuals who embody what makes Louisiana great. The companies that make Louisiana a better place to work and live. The nonprofits leading transformational change in our communities. Champions of Louisiana are all around us, and LWCC is proud to celebrate them because we've always been Louisiana loyal, supporting the workers, the innovators, the change agents of this great place we call home. Who are the champions around you? Together, we can share their stories. Together, we can help our home state thrive. Together, we are Louisiana loyal. Always.
Hi, I'm Brandon Landry, founder and CEO of Walker.
Hi, my name is Dr. Craig Green.
This is Ryan Terrio with HUDCORoofing.com.
Hey, it's Matt Moscona. No matter how big your commercial roofing job, HUDCO can help.
My patients come to me because they trust that I can get the job done at a high level. Ryan Terrio and Richard Tilley have the same level of trust when it comes to roofing.
If you have a roofing issue, call HUDCO Roofing.
Give us a call, 364-1007, and we'll come to your house and give you a free inspection.
I had to leave my parents. I had to move schools. I don't know anyone here. Everything keeps changing. Why is this happening to me? I'm sure glad you're here.
Change a child's story. There's a child in foster care waiting for a volunteer like you.
Saturday, February 25th, 7 p.m. The Bulls Bands and Barrels Tour at the Lamar Dixon Expo Center. Presented by Jerry Lane Chevrolet. Edge of your seat excitement with bull riding, barrel racing, ultimate bullfighting. With a live performance by Bailey Zimmerman. With Timothy Wayne. Plus two-time PBR world champion.
Kansas City Chiefs face the Philadelphia Eagles in Super Bowl 57. Tune in Sunday, February 12th, starting at 1 p.m. with Westwood One Super Bowl preview, leading you up to kickoff at 5:30 p.m. right here on 104.5 ESPN Baton Rouge.
All-Star Toyota presents Off the Bench with Hester and T-Bob. ESPN Baton Rouge, New Orleans, Alexandria, and 1130 The Tiger.
Human Shrek looks pretty funny to me. Wait, so Mario, what were you saying? People think that this scene in Shrek 2 is like what, one of the best scenes ever?
Yeah, there's a Facebook meme going around saying that this is the greatest scene in cinematic history. Everything, like the dad giving the potion supposedly to Fiona, Shrek getting Mongo to come from the Muffin Man, them taking out Mongo's button, which makes him mad and makes him kick over the thing and knock over the front part of the castle. It's a great scene, man. I see the argument.
Yeah, it's cool. It is. It makes me almost want to rewatch Shrek with the kids. Again, new Puss in Boots is awesome. Let's go to one of my favorite people on the planet, Chef Michael Johnson. Chef, what's happening, brother? What's going on, man?
Morning, brother. How are you?
I'm doing well. It's my birthday, Chef.
Happy birthday, man.
Thank you.
Tell
Thank
one more
you.
person
Thank you.
that
Thank
today's
you.
your birthday.
Thank you very
My
much.
God.
Thank you very much. What? I wanted to let him know, dude.
Dude, I mean, is your love language affirmation?
Yeah, dude. I wanted to hear Chef.
God.
I like
Yes?
Chef. I like
Yes?
I like
Okay.
people hearing
Golly.
well, it seems like you've been pining for a little more affirmation as well
No,
lately.
I don't know.
Hashtag Munchies. What's a
I know I'm not going to get it.
What's a good vegan way to make soft/crunchy tacos? What to sub for meat?
I like mushrooms, and it a lot of people don't eat mushrooms, but mushrooms have a lot of health benefits. There's even mushrooms that help fight cancer, and there's so many different types of mushrooms. You know, like you can barbecue them, you can smoke them. Like there's so many different ways that you can do them, and they kind of mimic, you know, what beef does, right? A little bit. So I go to mushrooms for tacos. We also do like a barbecue jackfruit or a jackfruit taco that you know, I don't know if you've ever had jackfruit or not, but it's a pretty good deal.
My wife's bought it a couple times. It is kind of shockingly like some meat almost. It's a bit odd in that way.
Yeah, it's firm. Yeah.
Krista Kissinger. This is why I said it, Jake. I had to set up this question. Hashtag Munchies. Since it's T-Bob's birthday, what is the best birthday cake, Chef?
You know, I'm not a sweets guy, but if I'm eating cake, I like chocolate on chocolate. You know, just straightforward.
Yeah. Chef, and so you know, my wife listens to the show daily, and she loves when you come on. And I found myself like hearing her say, "Why don't you ask Chef next time he comes on, like different questions about certain foods?" Also, like we've got this massive vent hood in our kitchen, and she's like, "Man, how in the world do we clean this thing?" I'm like, "Babe, I really don't." She goes, "Ask Chef, he'll know." And so, like, I asked you the grease question a couple of weeks ago. Now I'm going to ask you a vent hood question. Like, what's the best way to clean a vent hood?
So does it have removable filters?
It does.
Yeah, so those you can run under hot water or put in, and you want to knock like the physical stuff off first.
Okay.
But a lot of those are meant to go in a dishwasher so that you can wash them clean.
Oh, see.
And it does the work for you. If it's super stubborn, like using some warm vinegar, will chew away because vinegar is acidic, or lemon juice. It's acidic and it'll eat away at that stuff pretty good. I have this stuff. It's called Citrus 2, and it's actually like a disinfectant, but it is ridiculously good at peeling back grease. And I don't know why, but it disinfects while it's. I mean, it can be some stubborn grease, and it'll clean the stuff right up. Yeah.
So if you have anything greasy, like the other day, my wife let the grease solidify in the cast iron, right, and it was like so annoying. You have to clean that all out. I don't know. Well, I probably wouldn't. Yeah, I guess you could actually just heat it back. That's what I should have done. That's what I should have done. I'm an idiot. Hashtag Munchies.
That settles itself.
Thanks, by the way, Chef. Chef, that actually saves me a lot of time and effort. So thank you.
Yeah, well, you know, I was going to say I'm kind of a naturalist, right? I don't like to use chemicals in my kitchen, so that's why I lean towards vinegar and lemon juice.
Hashtag Munchies. Is recipe plagiarism a thing? And has another chef ever stolen your recipe?
Stolen, absolutely. And the funny thing about it is that when I worked at a couple of the facilities that I worked at before, like I used to have this coffee rub that was fantastic. It still is fantastic, but people would try to steal my recipe all the time, and I would purposely load the salt up in it. Like it calls for a cup of salt when actually I only put like a tablespoon in there. And you know, the thing about it is if you are following the recipe to the T and you aren't really thinking about like that doesn't seem right.
Yeah.
You know, like that's what a chef is doing is you need to be thinking about what you're doing. And that's what a recipe really is. It's a you know, tracing down a thought that you have. And if you're blindly following somebody else's recipe, you're not really putting the time and energy into the food that you're supposed to be doing, to me. So, you know, I think you can give the same recipe to 10 different chefs and you're going to get 10 different products every time. So it doesn't bother me that people take recipes. You know, I have confidence in my skills that, you know, that this, my way is my way, and it's always going to be that way. And, you know, not only that, it's a compliment for people to want to, you know, recreate your food. So I don't take it as something harmful either.
I do love, though, that you built in a literal like landmine into the recipe to expose the fakes, like those who aren't being intentional, those who are just trying to crib. That's devious, Chef. It's like when the dude built the flaw into the Death Star that eventually the rebels used to blow it up. Hashtag exactly like that, right? And now,
that's it.
Hashtag Munchies. My son doesn't care for shredded cheese. Any thoughts on alternatives for homemade pizza toppings?
Doesn't like shredded cheese.
Sorry.
There's some vegan options out there that are pretty good that kind of mimic. It's not cheese, so it doesn't have the same health fats and stuff. I don't know. Cheese is kind of a specific thing. It's kind of difficult to mimic.
Just look, I got it. Just throw a bunch of Kraft singles on it. Bam, pizza.
There you go.
Hashtag Ask Chef. Cooking alligator, goose, duck, and deer this weekend. Any suggestions besides grilling and frying?
Yeah, I like to smoke all that stuff. Even as you said it, like my mind immediately went to smoking, and you can do it lightly over a grill where you soak a piece of wood or some chips and put it on. If you have a charcoal grill, you can put it on the charcoal off to the side, let the smoke rise, and just kind of subtly smoke it. But any of that wild stuff, or duck's not necessarily wild, but I'll smoke any of that stuff for sure.
Hey, Chef, what about if you're making red beans and rice? Obviously, we talk a lot of red beans and rice here on this show, certainly on Mondays. How do you prepare it? Last night I made it, and because we got young kiddos, like I cut up the sausage pretty finely, make sure they don't choke, whatever. Like, how do you go about, and like, what's your sausage technique?
Well, one, always soak your beans. I can't tell you, how frustrating it is as a chef for people to try to cook red beans and rice forcefully without soaking the beans. It just makes a difference. And I also, I don't boil them heavy. I boil them like medium to light, and take my time with it. And I think it allows the starchiness out of the bean to kind of permeate the sauce, and a lot of people don't like to. And myself included, I don't like to puree the beans to create a false thickness. I like to take my time with it and let it thicken up itself. Sausage, I'm not going to throw any names out. The last time I threw the sausage name out there, I heard an earful. But I think andouille, is a good start. I also, putting some tasso in there. I'm a big tasso fan. I like the spice that comes with it. Gosh, I'm getting hungry thinking about it, man. Y'all got me started now. Go ahead.
That's why we moved the segment, Chef, from the first hour to the last hour, so we could actually get food after we talk to you.
I gotta say, dude, that ever since Chef gave me, because I always felt like to be a man, I had to just cook meat just by feeling it out and like touching it and feeling my hand and everything. And ever since Chef, point out the science of cooking meat and how just invest in a good meat thermometer. Oh my God, dude! Whether it's like pork, salmon, steaks. Like everything has just been taken to a perfect level. It's thank you for that.
Absolutely. When you get enough experience to watching meat cook, like you can get to a point where, especially with a thermometer involved, right? Like as you watch the temperature rise, you start to see different things happen with meat, and it'll, like when you cook food, it will talk to you. It will tell you like where it's at. Chicken, will release like a clearish liquid as it's cooking through. Beef, as it pushes into the medium temperature, will start to ooze myoglobin, what you call myoglobin, which is most people think it's blood, but it's a red clear liquid that escapes the meat as you're cooking it through the heating process. But there's indicators as you cook that you'll start to pick up that you want to impress somebody. You walk up to a piece of meat and say that's medium. You need to pull it off, and then be like, whatever, dude, and then they pull it off and check it, and it's perfect medium. And they're like, man,
Oh, great! Now T-Bob's gonna be walking around with that thing.
That Meter Plus, dude. It's one of those Bluetooth ones. I'm in love with it. Got two of them over Christmas.
If you eat your steak like I do, you just lean down and whisper heat to it, and it's done.
No,
so you don't have to worry about it.
I'm medium rare, not a rare guy. Rare's a little step too far. Chef, Hunter Picard says, hashtag Munchies. Hunter Picard says, what's up, Chef? Need to come holler at you, just shouting out boss. There you go.
That's my guy. Yeah.
Chef Michael Johnson. Chef, you have a great day, man. Everybody loves you. We'll talk to you next Thursday.
Thanks, guys. Appreciate you.
Later. Executive Chef for LSU Athletics. William Gaines, will save this for next week. What's Chef's recommendation on how long to purge crawfish before burling them up? Actually, there was a video from the LSU Ag Department or something on this yesterday about whether to purge with salt water, and basically it was found that if you're doing it right before, that like salt water is ineffectual. Actual true purging of the crawfish sounds like it's a much more complicated process. Maybe I'll try to find that link to that video. All right. BL says, LOL, Jake with the old man steak joke reminds me of my dad. Yeah, that is like a classic.
Dude, I'm a dad of soon to be 5. I got all the dad jokes ready to go.
That is a classic old school joke. That's right up there with like Hello Hungry and Stud Finder.
I mean, I thought you would actually appreciate that with the way you've been going lately with the dad jokes.
No, it's great. No, it is great. No, it is great. I just don't like rare steak.
Yeah, my dad used to get it medium well. Like, it's the one thing, like, Joey, like, that's not very tough, Joey. The steak's tough. But not, I mean.
Oh, eating completely rare.
Yeah, man. Come on, man.
I don't know. Completely rare is sort of tough, though, because it's pretty savage. Right? Like I can't respect you if you eat well done. I respect you if you eat a rare steak.
I didn't know, like, that's just how my parents, that's how they ordered it for me. And so, like, I didn't really care for steak growing up.
Damn, they ordered a kid rare steak?
No. Medium well, I'm saying.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
And I'm like, I don't really like steak. This doesn't taste that good.
Yeah.
And then I watched the movie The Cowboy Way, and, Woody Harrelson says how he likes his steak. And I'm like, wait a minute. Like, people eat their steak like that? And I remember being like, I want to try that one day.
Okay, dude.
And so I can't repeat how he said cook the steak, but
I will say I still think that Pittsburgh style is a great play. Medium rare Pittsburgh style where they really char the hell out of the outside.
Yeah, I don't like
now, it's hard for somebody to get that right where you can really char the outside that much while still keeping it medium rare. But if they do, it's a good steakhouse. It's a damn fine steak bone. All right. When we get back, more OTB.
OTB. OT.
Get Gordon and get it done. Getting it done can mean a lot of things. Maybe it means you need to get it done in the courtroom, and Gordon injury attorneys are there for you. Just whatever your Louisiana area code is, and then 888-8888, and you're going to be in touch with the absolute best. You're also going to be joining the G team, okay? And which now means you're teammates with many of your favorite athletes throughout Louisiana college athletics. That's why it's called the Godfather of NIL, right? This LSU women's basketball team, they're so hyped to watch on Sunday. They're all on the G team. Kim Mulkey on the G team. Angel Reese, okay? So get Gordon, join the winning team, join the G team by getting it done at Get Gordon on all social media.
Hey, when you go to getgordon.com, click on the live chat. Right there on the left side of the website, it's going to pull up, and a chat box is going to pull up, and it's going to say, welcome to Gordon McKernan Injury Attorneys. A live, real person is available to talk at no obligation. How can we help you? You can have that conversation right on the website, getgordon.com.
Our listeners fire off their opinions on the jimsfirearms.net hotline at 499-1045. Keep listening for your next chance to shoot us your thoughts with the jimsfirearms.net hotline on 1045 ESPN Baton Rouge.
I've got that blue sky. I've got that sunshine.
Follow us on Twitter at 1045ESPN to cast your vote in the Citizens Bank and Trust Poll of the Day. Vote daily inside Off the Bench, anytime. Hunt Palmer. And after further review, Citizens Bank and Trust brings you the Poll of the Day via Twitter at 1045ESPN.
I've been doing business with Luba for 25 years. They're dependable, trustworthy. It's just the attention to detail with our clients.
Our folks have years and years of experience. They're highly trained professionals, but many companies have that asset. What I'd like to think makes Luba a bit different is that we use those talents in a way that truly is dedicated to serving the needs of the folks who depend on us.
Hi, I'm Brandon Landry, founder and CEO of Walker.
Hi, my name is Dr. Craig Green.
This is Ryan Terrio with HUDCORoofing.com.
Hey, it's Matt Moscona. No matter how big your commercial roofing job, HUDCO can help.
My patients come to me because they trust that I can get the job done at a high level. Ryan Terrio and Richard Tilley have the same level of trust when it comes to roofing.
If you have a roofing issue, call HUDCO Roofing.
Give us a call, 364-1007, and we'll come to your house and give you a free inspection.
There it is, the extra mile, on the border of expected and extraordinary, for those willing to go further, like vans customized for work or play, with safety and tech to keep you connected, supported by a 5-star sales, service, and finance team, and backed by the 1-star you know. So go the extra mile. It's never crowded, because so few have what it takes to go there. Mercedes-Benz Vans.
Louisiana. It's a place defined by culture, by pride, by passion, by people who do more than love this place. They celebrate it, elevate it, champion it. They are the individuals who embody what makes Louisiana great. The companies that make Louisiana a better place to work and live. The nonprofits leading transformational change in our communities. Champions of Louisiana are all around us, and LWCC is proud to celebrate them because we've always been Louisiana loyal, supporting the workers, the innovators, the change agents of this great place we call home. Who are the champions around you? Together, we can share their stories. Together, we can help our home state thrive. Together,
Matt Moscona inviting you to join us for Thursday's AFR, presented by the Aesthetic Medicine and Anti-Aging Clinics of Louisiana. We'll give you the latest on Derek Carr's visit to the Saints, and we'll recap LSU, Mississippi State, and hoops. Join us, 3 to 6, 104.5 ESPN Baton Rouge.
It's the 104.5 ESPN Big Game Contest presented by Heineken Silver, where you could win $50,000 cash if your name is drawn from the pot and you've correctly guessed the final score of the big game. We'll also be selecting a guaranteed local winner. The 104.5 ESPN Big Game Contest is presented by Heineken Silver. All the taste, no bitter endings. Get your score guesses in now at 1045ESPN.com.
OTB, OT, with Hester and T-Bob on 104.5 ESPN Baton Rouge and 94.7 ESPN Alexandria.
Oh, Hugh Freeze, man. Hugh just can't help himself. It's starting to break on Twitter right now. It's nothing serious, but there is a screenshot of, this is very funny, actually. So Lane Kiffin is now involved. So about an hour ago, Bunky Perkins highlighted it, but there's a screenshot of Hugh Freeze. He's doing some sort of interview, some sort of it's actually might be on Crane & Co.
Yeah.
Okay, so it comes from Crane & Co. I haven't listened to the interview, and I haven't been able to find it online yet. I don't know what the slogan on his sweatshirt stands for, but in the screenshot, Hugh's holding up an Auburn sweatshirt, and it looks like the SEC logo. Only it says WAP. W-A-P. WAP. And ironic that happens on Crane & Co., given that they, are from Ben Shapiro, and Ben Shapiro's thoughts on WAP are very well known and how disgusting it is. But Hugh just ridiculously nail on the head, not knowing what WAP is here. And Lane Kiffin actually quote tweeted it, Jake. It said, "Do you know what that stands for, pal? Might want to ask I am Cardi B, facepalm emoji at Coach Hugh Freeze." So Lane's Twitter fingers remain as hot as always. What could it stand for? Somebody said we all praise.
Kids Bop version is waffles and pancakes.
There's
not a Kids Bop
version
yes,
of WAP.
and it's about waffles and pancakes. And there's a line that says "going in raw, coming out baked" in the song. I swear to God.
That's going in raw, coming out baked is genius. That's literally what happens with waffles and pancakes.
Yeah. I got to get my sister to send it. It's on an album they have for their little baby.
It's probably on Spotify.
Something like that.
That's some Illuminati stuff, huh, Mario? Right?
I guess so. I mean, I like waffles and pancakes.
Oh,
could be what Hugh Freeze is talking about here.
Yeah, waffles and pancakes, man. Grit. Oh my God.
I don't really know where to go from here.
Like, it could be almost
finding that information out.
The thing is, what's dumb about this logo, guys, is you could easily make this WDE, right? This could be War Damn Eagle.
Be a pretty tight sweatshirt, yeah.
That's what I'm saying. Like, you just close that A and make it a D, and then you add just a little on the end of the on the P. Instead, Hugh Freeze out here once again falling into the trap of pursuing the WAP.
Yeah.
What are you going to do, Hugh?
It's undefeated.
It is. It is. Lane Kiffin. Get him. Get him, Coach. Coach Reed's going to be like, I'm always being persecuted, man. I don't know why y'all coming after me. I was just trying to say we all praise, man.
There is someone says it's been photoshopped, and it says war.
Oh, okay.
So maybe someone.
Or is it a Photoshop, or is that just? Okay, maybe like someone took the R off.
Yeah, I can't imagine someone let him go out there with that on his sweatshirt.
Let's see here. We'll do some research and we'll answer questions next when we close out the show here on Off the Bench.
OTB OT.
What's up, y'all? Thomas and Megan email. You hear me talk about them every single day. They're from Riverlands Insurance. Riverlands Insurance is actually the largest progressive writer in the entire state, but that's not the point. They have access to over 100 different carriers. And the bottom line is that Riverlands Insurance, you're going to join the Riverlands family by calling up Thomas and Megan, or maybe you'll decide to join by calling up Thomas and Megan, seeing what they can offer you. And then, just because like they'll give you a couple pieces of information, they go shopping around, they put a policy in front of you that's the best coverage that you could possibly get for the best money. It's going to save you money. Whether you're a business owner, you got a kid, you're a young adult, like it doesn't matter who you are, they're going to get you right. Call
225-206-1517. That doesn't matter where you're at in the state of Louisiana. If you're listening to us up in Shreveport and 11:30 a.m. to Tiger, which reaches to parts of Monroe, we're talking to you. If you're listening to us on ESPN in Alexandria, maybe New Orleans, certainly here in Baton Rouge, we are talking to you. They can help you out. 225-206-1517.
In times of need, get a full list of phone numbers, websites, and other important emergency information on the Demco Stormwatch page at 1045ESPN.com.
There it is, the extra mile on the border of expected and extraordinary for those willing to go further, like vans customized for work or play, with safety and tech to keep you connected, supported by a 5-star sales, service, and finance team, and backed by the 1-star you know. So go the extra mile. It's never crowded because so few have what it takes to go there. Mercedes-Benz Vans.
I had to leave my parents. I had to move schools. I don't know anyone here. Everything keeps changing. Why is this happening to me? I'm sure glad you're here.
Change a child's story. There's a child in foster care waiting for a volunteer like you.
Saturday, February 25th, 7 p.m. The Bulls Bands and Barrels Tour at the Lamar Dixon Expo Center. Presented by Jerry Lane Chevrolet. Edge of your seat excitement with bull riding, barrel racing, ultimate bullfighting. With a live performance by Bailey Zimmerman. With Timothy Wayne, plus two-time PBR world champion Chris Shivers, and Brinson James, the entertainer. Tickets and information at bullsbandsandbarrels.com. Saturday, February 25th, Lamar Dixon Expo Center at 7 p.m. Presented by Jerry Lane Chevrolet, the #1 Chevrolet dealer in Louisiana.
I've been doing business with Luba for 25 years. They're dependable, trustworthy. It's just the attention to detail with our clients.
Our folks have years and years of experience. They're highly trained professionals, but many companies have that asset. What I'd like to think makes Luba a bit different is that we use those talents in a way that truly is dedicated to serving the needs of the folks who depend on us.
Hi, I'm Brandon Landry, founder and CEO of Walker.
Hi, my name is Dr. Craig Green.
This is Ryan Terrio with HUDCORoofing.com.
Hey, it's Matt Moscona. No matter how big your commercial roofing job, HUDCO can help.
My patients come to me because they trust that I can get the job done at a high level. Ryan Terrio and Richard Tilley have the same level of trust when it comes to roofing.
If you have a roofing issue, call HUDCO Roofing.
Give us a call, 364-1007, and we'll come to your house and give you a free inspection.
Louisiana. It's a place defined by culture, by pride, by passion, by people who do more than love this place. They celebrate it, elevate
Me, Jimmy Ott, and Charles Henniger for the Thursday evening edition of Game Time presented by Bet Rivers. We're downtown at Jolly Pearl Oyster Bar on North facing Town Square. Game Time, 6 to 8 p.m. presented by Bet Rivers on 104.5 ESPN Baton Rouge.
I said I'm a kitchen geek, 7 days a week. Sourdough tasty, crack the eggs and add milk. Yeah, 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 you baking with the Moonies, baby. Bring a bowl and a blender for this waffle so tasty. Whip this dough very well with your friends the Moonies. Bake it up, baby, with
OTB, OT, with Hester and T-Bob on 104.5 ESPN Baton Rouge and 94.7 ESPN Alexandria.
I have a sweet tooth, look in my eyes. This waffle is great, it's not a lie. Listen carefully to the recipe, let's role play. Apron and a hat, I want you to be my kitchen assistant right in this little hall. Bring some fruit, flavor and milk, it's the best you've ever seen. Yes, I cook and then I clean, and let me show you the perfect sweet. Whisk it, mix it, turn on the oven and bake it quick. Take it out before you burn it, follow the recipe, don't skip a step. Now grab a spoon and dare to try. Take a risk, make it sweet, yeah, you can dance while you bake. When you really want to try our waffles and pancakes, sit at the table and eat with good manners. Get your dip in your napkins for waffles and pancakes.
I don't know how to feel about this, y'all.
I thought Cardi B was good.
I don't get offended by like many things at all, obviously, right? I don't know why this feels like a step too far.
It does.
Even for me.
I mean, what are we doing?
It was just defending the Sam Smith performance at the Grammys yesterday. Who's like, whatever, dude, WAP. It's just a fun, catchy song. You know, people always do stuff like that. Like, the amount of innuendo in this waffles and pancake song is out of control.
Good gosh.
It's a kid song. My little baby niece listens to it.
Oh my God. I am not letting my daughters listen to waffles and pancakes. They need to. These waffles and pancakes will not be eaten until they are nice and ready many unending years later.
Like Chris says in the chat, this is why you guys are a top 10 mid-market morning radio show. That's right. Yeah. The only top 10 around, but the only top 10 around.
They like remade the video too, which is weird.
Yeah, which is even more like disturbing.
Cardi and Megan, you could tell, had like direct influence on this.
Oh my God, dude. I guess it's the ultimate sign that you can make any song radio friendly. I suppose.
Like, can we turn this off?
I'm getting a little.
This is
unsettled.
greasy.
I don't like
it.
I feel like I have syrup all over me.
Yeah, I don't like it at all.
Going in raw, coming out baked.
That's a really good line though. Actually, having syrup all over you's got to be like a top 10 worst feeling in the world too.
I don't even like getting it. Like if I like a small little dab on my hand, I'm like rushing to get it off.
Like if I have pancakes and syrup, I have to take a shower afterwards. It's just almost it's impossible to avoid.
Well, I mean,
you have to.
Okay. I think just wash your hands.
Because it just.
And you know me, like I'm all about like showering if you.
It's a good thing I only eat biscuits and gravy then.
Have you tried Whataburger's biscuits and gravy?
No. I mean, I'm open to trying it, but you're going to have to work damn hard.
Superior breakfast.
You're going to have to work damn hard to beat that Simple Joe's with the over easy egg on top.
Well, that's a little lanyard. I'm talking about just biscuits and gravy.
Also, I bet you the price ain't what it is. Man, I get a half order for like $3.
I think it's cheaper than that, actually.
Oh, Whataburger. Look, I'd be fascinated to try out. I love biscuits and gravy. I'd be fascinated to try out fast food biscuits and gravy. You should try out Rejuve Medical if you're not feeling, like yourself. You don't got to start music. It's okay. Restore me, refuel me, rejuve me. Look, we talk about it all the time. You don't have to keep on everything. You do it on your computer. You do it on your car. Why do we assume our bodies are just supposed to age and like let it roll? Like, see if your life can be better. Like, maybe HRT is for you. Maybe it's not. If you want to change how you look, ask about the metabolization optimization. You can check them out on YouTube where you can start to get ideas what it's all about. They're now open in Shreveport as well. Shout out to all of our wonderful Port City listeners. So go to RejuveMeMedical.com. Restore Me, Fuel Me, Rejuve Me. Ask Events brought to you by Colker's Light, Vizzy Hard Seltzer, and Blue Moon Light Sky Citrus Wheat. As a father, what is your least favorite animated show to watch with the kiddos? Crybabies. It sucks.
Mine back in the day was Caillou. It was a Canadian cartoon where this bald little boy used to just cry and whine.
Oh, yeah, I heard that guy's the worst, dude. I've heard about Caillou.
I'll fight Caillou on sight.
Yeah, that's kind of the problem with crybabies, too. They're like special powers crying. Yeah. Which, what?
Like, you could see, like, some of the behavior from the cartoon. You're like, oh, nope, we're not watching that anymore. So that's really the only one. Whoever wrote that, don't like it.
Hashtag Ask the Bench. Why is it all the people who win food challenges are so thin? I don't know. Least favorite Paw Patrol? I don't know about that, actually. Paw Patrol's all right. The
never
movie
went
was
to
good.
a Paw Patrol.
But she's right. Bluey is the best. Bluey is legitimate. Everybody can sit down and laugh and have a great time. Danny, I know you typed that. I know you did. Close out the show. We'll see you on Friday.
OTB.
I had to leave my parents. I had to move schools. I don't know anyone here. Everything keeps changing. Why is this happening to me? I'm sure glad you're here.
Change a child's story. There's a child in foster care waiting for a volunteer like you.
We get it done with strength, commitment, dedication, grit.
We get it done with passion for our fans
and love for our community.
We are the Tigers.
Get it done.
Let the values of the purple and gold be in your starting lineup this season. And as always, get it done.
You'll love the deals this month at Corval Toyota in Opelousas. Get 3.99% financing on new 23 Highlanders, and as always, you'll never pay over MSRP. So come on down to Happy Town. That's Corval Toyota in Opelousas. Happy Town, USA.
Hi, I'm Brandon Landry, founder and CEO of Walker.
Hi, my name is Dr. Craig Green.
This is Ryan Terrio with HUDCORoofing.com.
Hey, it's Matt Moscona. No matter how big your commercial roofing job, HUDCO can help.
My patients come to me because they trust that I can get the job done at a high level. Ryan Terrio and Richard Tilley have the same level of trust when it comes to roofing.
If you have a roofing issue, call HUDCO Roofing.
Give us a call, 364-1007, and we'll come to your house and give you a free inspection.
Saturday, February 25th, 7 p.m. The Bulls, Bands, and Barrels Tour at the Lamar-Dixon Expo Center. Presented by Jerry Lane Chevrolet. Edge of your seat excitement with bull riding, barrel racing, ultimate bullfighting. With a live performance by Bailey Zimmerman. With Timothy Wayne. Plus two-time PBR world champion Chris Shivers. And Brinson James, the entertainer. Tickets and information at bullsbandsandbarrels.com. Saturday, February 25th. Lamar-Dixon Expo Center at 7 p.m. Presented by Jerry Lane Chevrolet. The #1 Chevrolet dealer in Louisiana.
I've been doing business with Luba for 25 years. They're dependable, trustworthy. It's just the attention to detail with our clients.
Our folks have years and years of experience. They're highly trained professionals, but many companies have that asset. What I'd like to think makes Luba a bit different is that we use those talents in a way that truly is dedicated to serving the needs of the folks who depend on us.
There it is, the extra mile, on the border of expected and extraordinary, for those willing to go further, like vans customized for work or play, with safety and tech to keep you connected, supported by a 5-star sales, service, and finance team, and backed by the 1-star you know. So go the extra mile. It's never crowded, because so few have what it takes to go there. Mercedes-Benz Vans.
Follow us on Twitter at 1045ESPN to cast your vote in the Citizens Bank and Trust Poll of the Day. Vote daily inside Off the Bench, anytime. Hunt Palmer. And after further review, Citizens Bank and Trust brings you the Poll of the Day via Twitter at 1045ESPN.
All right, let's say ah.
Where'd my spotlight go?
Super weird, but we can take care of it.
Get in and get better at Patient Plus.
Moon Griffon is back. The voice of Louisiana politics makes his return to Baton Rouge. Catch the Moon Griffon Show weekdays from 9 to 11 a.m. on Talk 107.3.